Who's ready tonight? Who's ready, everybody? That's the energy we're starting out with tonight, everyone. MLS Champions 2018 scarf is out because we won a cup tonight in my mind. We won. You just beat Messi in Miami. Oh, and Suarez. Oh, and Busquets. Oh, and Jordi Alba. And also, let's give a howdy, sincerely, literally, entirely fuck you to Leo Campana, because that was one of the most disgraceful professional sports things I've seen in a while, and is completely something I don't want, if my kids are watching, to see that type of unsportsmanlike behavior. That was insane, and the fact that he didn't get a yellow is deplorable, and kind of shows the hand of the refs in this game for Miami. Whew! Man, I feel shot out of a cannon right now. And letting everyone know, drink tonight, Talisker Storm, single malt, very good scotch, little peaty. If you don't like the smoky flavor, this ain't for you. And we got this one to wash it down with. That's the tree we're chopping down during the stream tonight. All right. Holy hell, man. We somehow did it. We somehow did it. I don't know how we did it. I'm going to have some people come on the stream tonight and try and tell me how we did it. And I will remind everybody, this is the Atlanta United Fan TV channel. This isn't the Analyst channel. This is the Fan TV. We are not going to be impartial tonight. We're going to be partial as fuck. Because holy shit, man. No one thought we could do it. No one thought we could beat all those teams leading up to Miami. No one thought we could topple Miami, the David to their Goliath. No one thought it was possible, and somehow, like I said in the previous episodes, the team has made a habit of doing the impossible. Oh my god. I don't know, guys. I'm going to need a little bit of help with this. And for that, I'm going to turn to AJ, who's here with me tonight as the first person to help me out with this. AJ, how are you feeling? Are you just, like, in cloud nine? Like, make sure you're not muted while you're in the car right now. Like, yeah.
If y'all can hear me.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah,
not even cloud 9, like cloud 11, cloud 21. I mean, shit. You said, all those guys that, we beat, which you're correct, but also we beat Apple TV because, fuck, man. Like, we were very much, I think in the last, 20 minutes, how many calls should we have gotten that we didn't get? Mm-hmm. But we won't harp on that because, against all those odds, 10% chance or something like that to get into the playoffs, 10% chance to beat Inter Miami. I mean, yeah, the odds have been against us the entire time. And, yeah, I mean, not everyone believed. Hell, I didn't believe. All right?
You were a madman to believe.
Yeah, exactly. It's like heart and mind always say something different. And, I'm not going to bet with my heart. That would be silly. But, hell yes, am I absolutely fucking ecstatic that we got we advanced against Lionel Messi in Inter Miami. I mean, you bet. Sure.
Yeah.
It was an incredible night. It was a party in the watch party that we had. We were mocking Messi with some olays. Olays, 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 olays.
Oh my god.
Yes. Just top banter. But Marc is also here, by the way.
What's up?
Marc.
I'm the official Uber of the night.
Yeah. Atlanta United Fan TV. He's been downgraded to Uber, I guess, AJ. That's rough. That's rough.
No downgrade. No
That's
downgrade.
rough.
This is an absolute.
I don't know if I approve of this.
Upgrade.
In the next Lane United Fan TV staff meeting, I don't know. We're going to have to talk about this.
Listen,
I'll pull for you, Mark. Don't worry. I won't let this stand. Not on my watch.
Once we get the lease signed, it's going to be very much important that.
Yeah, got to get
we have some very important staff meetings.
That's right. Got to get the Atlanta United Fan TV headquarters lease signed so we can get those meetings more centralized and we can sort this out. But until then, it's going to have to be a Zoom call, a very stern Zoom call with you. Okay,
right.
so
man, let's get into the game.
Before we start, I just want to say there's at least one Miami fan in the chat, Sean Keeney. I appreciate you coming in and saying good game. We're not going to be hostile to fans who are nice to us. No problem whatsoever. Good game indeed, except for Leo Campana's nonsense. But besides that, I'm sure you probably don't condone that either. I won it if that happened for our team. So, it is what it is. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. And yeah, everyone is jubilant in the chat, popping off with celebrations and everything. So, I don't know. I want to kind of read a couple of the comments before we get started because I feel like we might drown in them if we let them just pile up. So let me get through of them as fast as I can real quick, and then we'll hop into a little bit more about the match.
Well, if you can't read all of them, that's all right. We'll try our best.
Yeah. So Stronk, long-time watcher, thanks for coming in for this game. Of course you're here. Absolutely. You said Valentino has earned it. Probably talking about the head coach job. Jack Dickens says, guys, I'm so buzzing. It's 3:30 in the UK right now, and I'm so pumped. I love Atlanta United. That's right. Inject that shit straight into my veins. Strong says, yeah, it was a good one. And Alex Winberg says, Valentino for president. Donta Spade says, let's go. 4-4, Atlanta United won, and moving on to the next round of the MLS playoffs. Let's go. Best day ever. Jack Dickens says, I'm wearing my 5 stripes proud right now. He probably has to explain what team that is to everyone in the UK. Donna says, let's go. I'm already getting drunk for this win. Yo, amen, brother. Or Dante, if you're a woman, I don't know. Amen. A1 Productions says, unbelievable. David G, give Valentino the job. Lightning says, nah, hey, goodbye. Dante Spade says, this was so insane and unbelievable. Amen. Kyle says, bravo to Tiare, finally getting a ball from someone other than Saba. Sean says, yeah, he's a Miami fan. Let's go, biggest dub ever. Who thought Atlanta United could pull this off? Answer, nobody. Sean's is actually me, so he may have saw this as being a Miami fan. Alex says, Rob Valentino, that's who. Donna says, let's go Atlanta United MC. Conquered them frauds into Miami, let's go. Team of Destiny, Brian Baird. Hornline Overtone says, Guzan was a machine. All right, we're going to take a break right now because there's still more coming in. Keep your comments. I will promise I'll get to all of them. AJ, take on the beginning of this game for us.
Yeah, it is this. We have conceded early again, and somehow, the odds when we actually concede first are good for us to win, but it's everything subverted. The playoffs, it's just, it's a new season for us, obviously. Stats just fucking go out the window. If you're a little precious tonight with language, I'm sorry, but I'm not. But we're just, I'm too hyped. I'm too hyped to go.
Let it go. Fire it off. Fire it off.
But it's this we get scored on early, and it looks a little grim. The energy feels a little oh man, okay. Are we in for a long night? A couple minutes later, Tiare, he gets a ball over the top, and he's been, just like Rios, obviously is not the player that was for us in this matchup. The ball in over the top, the ball in behind, absolutely was on every game. And Tiare took advantage of it, space, and he was as clinical as it gets. Ran himself ragged, and then a few minutes later, scored a second one. And the ball from I think it was near a Grand truck, like just brilliant. And yeah, it took a little bit of a deflection to get in, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Like it's just TRA. He's not a starter material in terms of through an entire season, but in these playoffs, man,
come alive, man. They're all. This is like the moon is out, and we have become werewolves. This is incredible. The transformation. And
the supporter shield curse is still rife. It's still just it doesn't matter if you win the league in MLS. It just doesn't matter. And Messi, like not immune to it. It's this. It's like even through Suarez's antics as well. There were many tonight. Those antics. Yeah. And his teeth are forever offside.
Yeah, that's right.
But Brad Guzan as well. I mean, he got shoved. It wasn't a card for Pana, but I mean, 7 saves tonight. I think he did everything he could. Saves off the line. I mean,
that big palm. I thought it was over with that. I thought it was completely Dunyons, but somehow, some way, the guy turns back the clock and just reaches back all the way into the past to find just the best form. And holy hell, this guy just lightning fast.
Right, last year it would have been, he would have fallen down after you already hit the back of the net.
And like he would have done like this thing where he goes like, oh, but like this time he's just like, no, I know exactly where it's gonna be.
Right, and the reflexes, it's a year removed from the injury, and he looks as spry as ever. And I mean, as well, Noah Cobb saving a goal off the line. I mean, every player on this team, Dax McCarty as well. Some very, very crucial plays in the match. Amador, another assist. And, Shane Silva coming in, showing a lot of energy, getting Busquets carded. I would have, the one caveat, and I think hopefully we can have a little bit more of this in future games, is composure and less naivete at the end of games. Where let's take it to the court.
Yeah, AJ, move the phone a little closer to your face so you sound a little clearer.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. You sound very tinfoily because it's I guess a cell phone speaker.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's this, and I think it's a car speaker as well. But it's also so the naivete. I think we really have to iron that out. We have to make sure that, absolutely, we are not trying to score, another goal when we're already up. Like, I would love for it to happen.
I mean, it almost did. It almost did.
It almost did. But I think there are moments when, if you're the only person up, and no one else has made a supporting run into the goal.
I mean, but also like Rio should have scored that one. I don't know what the flip is going on with him. His composure in front of goal.
That notwithstanding. I mean, I think he was off balance and didn't really, have his striking ability in terms of, just ball striking, not the best. That obviously we know this. Like he has other qualities, but I think we've seen why for this matchup why he's not starting. That's okay. He's going to be useful for, I think, other matches. In which case, yes. Playing,
if he plays like this,
or the highest seed, which is insane in the East. Like all the top seeds. I mean, how many brackets were busted today?
Everyone, literally everyone. I would imagine everyone was broken tonight.
Right. I mean, even the most homerist of homer people. I mean, Nick's coming on. Did you make a bracket?
Did I make a bracket? Hell no, I didn't.
Because I mean, it's this. It's like, I don't think anybody in Atlanta United fandom would even have put Atlanta United as the winner of this matchup. I mean, you hope, but if you're betting, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. But it did happen. Nick, let us have your
I
thoughts.
kicked myself in the goddamn ass for not putting a bet on us to win it all at plus 20,000 odds. Because what are our odds now?
I know.
I mean, we're 3
we're
games
still
away.
the lowest seed. So, I mean, right now it's not a bad time. We're still the lowest seed, so I think the odds are still not for us. So, not a bad time. But yeah, how'd you find the match? Where were you? And how'd you react?
Where was I? I was at Sweetwater Brewing at the official watch party. It was twice as packed as it was 2 weeks ago for the Game 1 watch party. Several of my compadres who were with me in the supporter section at Game 2 were there with me tonight. And it was absolutely lit. We were chanting regularly throughout the whole match. It was like a light supporter section, obviously.
Good.
Honestly. I posted a couple videos in Discord, so
I saw them. It looked awesome.
Yeah, and but believe you me, the hate for pro referees is real. Because if you think we got hosed, Charlotte got hosed even worse tonight.
Kind of true, yeah. We got a glimpse of it before the match, and I mean, I think just the littlest bit. I think it's Charlotte, it's Orlando. It's like, hope they both fail, but it's like Charlotte. It's like, okay, like they just want to beat us, so it's like it's okay,
Right.
But they can't beat us. They hate us. But
But for Orlando, the hate is real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlotte all day over
Wild
Orlando.
ride began.
Yeah. And they kickstarted it. That's right.
right, and I think for these matchups, like at least in the East, for MLS watchers, it's prime entertainment. But for all the bandwagoners, unfortunately for Apple, they're going to tune out.
Rip
But,
every bandwagoner right now. Rest in piss.
I want to be a fly on the wall in the league office for all these conversations that are going to happen now.
I know, right? They hate us right now.
Yeah, they're like, you just cost us like hundreds of millions of dollars.
We are the villains. We are the villains.
I mean, imagine all the promos that they have to not run that include Messi, and all the ones that they now have to make to somehow include Moranchuk or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And it's also this. It's like the Lay's, the Michelob Ultras, those ads kind of irrelevant now. And you know what? Too fucking bad.
Yeah. FEA, baby.
I have the phone numbers of people at Fox.
Make the call.
Fox has the cup final. Yeah, I think the ratings.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Fox
basement.
Media owns a lot of companies.
Yeah.
A lot of media companies.
Yeah,
But,
Fox is definitely on top of that with a lot of big games.
I tell you, it was just the pure nervous energy throughout all of stoppage time. I felt like I was going to drop dead at one point because my heart was pounding so fast and I was so nervous. I mean, this wasn't like having goals in hand in the aggregate in 18, or even 2019 when we were confidently winning games left and right, except for the conference final, but that's beside the point. But this was a different experience, a good different experience. But I do not know what has happened here. I know we've been analyzing this game after game after game, but what has happened here with this team? What has happened?
Man, they started to believe, buddy. Like they started drinking the Kool-Aid. Like they figured it out, and they all brought it together somehow. I don't like it's got to be mentality. It's got to be like a confidence thing. They have just lucked their way into putting themselves, like, catching fire at the exact right moment. That's really what it is, because this is the same team, same people, same tactics, same everything, and all they just had to do is win a little bit against some big opposition and start to believe. And it's just like, you know, in the Matrix, right? It's like what's happening? He's like, he's beginning to believe. That's what it felt like, and that's what it is.
Yes. And it's like, okay, you look at our goals, they were either counterattack goals, or, I mean, an Amador assist, which, I mean, it's almost patented at this point. I mean, Schließ rising up like a salmon, stinging like a bee.
Yo, Schließ doing his best Messi impersonation from the earlier goal. He's like, I can do that too, baby.
Dude. Yeah, exactly. And he didn't back down. Like, this is what I was harping on earlier this season, was that, yeah, like, you don't get starry-eyed with the GOAT. Yes, he is the GOAT, but it doesn't matter. He's still human, and we proved that tonight. And it is this. We've, you know, stat-wise, lost everything besides the one that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that's really what it is that we are playing cup ball, playing terrorist football, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like for the MLS Cup playoffs, I'm completely okay with it. If we're doing this in the regular season all the time, yeah, that's, you know,
Right.
probably not going to be, you know, going to be winning over too many people. But I think, you know,
The results speak for themselves.
Yeah, you have to do this. Like, you have the Jose Mourinho's, the, you know, the all the Chelsea teams.
It always comes back to every time.
It really is. It's just like, that's what you do in cup competitions. And, you know, like, I have been on the other side of too many of these. And you know what? It feels pretty damn good to be on this side of it.
Yeah, it does. 100%.
Especially after the season that we had.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my 2 cents about, like, the way to best pay homage to a player you respect is to play up to him, is to show him something to respect, I believe. And for you to just, like, a player to, you know, roll out the red carpet and get walked all over, Messi's not going to have respect for you for that. He's not going to care about you. He's not going to be like, wow, what a great competitor. He's going to be like, yeah, what a sycophantic little, like, worm. So that's not good. Like, but you step it to him, you give it to him right back, he's going to be like, oh, you know, game respects game. So yeah, that's the only way in my book to go forward with that kind of behavior.
So yeah,
he fucking
you know,
hates us now.
I don't know if Messi can hate at this point, because he's like, bro, I won everything. Like, what the hell? I'm not hating. But
No,
like,
he has not. He's not won everything.
he hasn't won MLS Cup. That's true,
Yeah.
he hasn't won MLS Cup.
and he probably never will now.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, but it's Luis Suarez, Jordi Alba, they looked pissed.
Yeah, they did. They were angry.
during the match.
Most of the game, they were angry,
Yeah.
and you could see
know,
it.
Yeah, that's the way I love it. It's, you know, we were meant to be the villains of this league.
Yeah.
We really were. And yeah, we are the lowest seed in the entire playoffs. And if we can, you know, somehow just pull magic out of the hat, round after round. Man, the salty, not the saltiness, the pettiness, like we've said, that we will exude is just gonna be levels.
Yeah.
Like we're just gonna raise it another level.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just thinking about, like, what if we had a figure like Joseph Martinez on the team still while winning this type of game? Imagine just
By
like
the way, apparently
Joseph like nails the header like Schleese does or something, and just like stands over Calendar, just looking down at him, like how he did to was like the Cincinnati goalkeeper the one point where he just kind of looked back at him like, oh, sorry, I just dribbled around your whole team and scored. Like that would have been.
I think at that point the earth would crack open on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot of black magic going on in the background, people wishing for the GOAT to win the game, but unfortunately, we are immune to that, apparently, because guess who holds all the cards? Brad fucking Guzan does. This man is the anti-magic. He is the barrier. Like, he just nullified any kind of anything that they were like, oh, I'm gonna do this crafty thing, this amazing shot, crazy skill, or black magic or whatever. He's like, nah, I'm here for it. I'm gonna block it all. It was just, I don't know. He's like, what? He's like the priest from the Poltergeist or something. He's just like, I'm gonna expel this and exorcise all the demons. It was incredible, dude.
And get thrown into a net while doing it.
Yeah, I mean that was like. Again, unbelievable. I can't believe Campana did that, and I can't believe Suarez went up and tried to like pile on with it too, like schoolyard bullies or something. Like, you got Suarez, you're one of the best strikers like to ever play the game, and you're in like what you'd probably consider to be a low-level league, playing for a low-level cup, and you're acting that heated, bro. I don't know.
Got none of this.
It's a bad look.
It's yeah. We have absolutely we've gotten into probably every club's skin now, because at this point, like we're not going to be going to any of the away matches to play with possession. You guys can have the ball. It doesn't even matter. Like, look what we did to Messi in Miami. Like, that's got to be the mantra. That's got to be the mindset for this club, this squad. And, I mean, yeah, I think the great question, of many great questions, is, okay, Rob Valentino, does he get the permanent head coach job because of this? Or does it have to be where there's other factors? Does he have to win this next matchup with Orlando City? But Nick, I'm gonna put you on the spot, man.
I say what I said post-match at the watch party, is that you can make a case now of giving him the job. You can make a case now that he's knocked off the GOAT and the team that has the point record. You can make a case for hiring him now. I'm at like 75-80% now on giving him the job.
It's this. Even if he doesn't get the job, he has it on his CV. Like,
I'll tell you what Greg said. Greg said somebody else is going to hire him. Some other team's going to hire him away.
And that would be okay, probably. Like, he might be able to grow better or be in a better position by doing that. And if that's the case, he should go where his career is best suited. If it's here, if it ends up being here, and that's the offer that he gets, and he decides that, then yeah, that I at this point, it's like, if he wins MLS Cup, it's obvious. I think that's definitely an offer. If he wins the trophy of Eastern Conference winner, that I think is another argument. But I think if he falls short of that, I don't know if he's quite at the level of the top candidates currently. But yeah, that's still a lot to ask from him. We don't know if, it would be Miami, but Miami plays a certain way. These other teams, they play certain ways. We already beat Orlando, but like, if they just decide to, hey, maybe we'll just sit back too. Maybe we're going to throw a wrench in your plan. Like, maybe that can hurt us. I don't know. Again, I don't know how it can look. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna say I don't think we can say Rob can have the job yet. I think he needs to do more. I think silverware has to be tied to his name before we can consider it.
Oh, it's a tough question. It really is. And yeah, I mean, 75-80% from Nick. I mean, that's still a big.
I mean, he's almost there. He's almost there.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. That's
right.
why I say what I said. Yeah.
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 Yeah. He said it with his chest. Yeah.
And especially with the squad.
Yeah.
I mean,
no DPs basically. Like.
Right.
Like, it's point blank. We're overachieving with the squad, and like, make no bones about it. Like, yes, we love all the players that are on the team, but I mean, if you stack them up against,
they punch in above their weight class. Let's say.
Oh yes, and it is a beauty right now for us to do that.
All right, Nick, let me get your final thoughts from this game, this legendary, epic, historic game that will go down in the annals of Atlanta United history. What do you want to say? Final thoughts on it?
I am proud of these guys. I am proud to represent this city, this club. They have impressed me so much, and I am in them with it in the. What am I saying? I am in it with them until the end, and I cannot wait for the Orlando match in 2 weeks. It feels great. It feels so fucking great to come out on top after everything we've been through this season. To take the GOAT down.
Not once, but twice.
Twice. Three times if you count the regular season.
Yeah.
You know?
The boogeyman.
And a draw. 3 times in a draw. They did not beat us outright.
Yeah.
Except for that one game.
Yeah, but that game doesn't count. We had players who would rather ask for an autograph than to defend against them, so.
As AJ apparently gets home.
Or thrown in a jail cell. I can't tell if he's being thrown in the clink or what, but I think he might be home.
I'm home now, yep.
All right, great. Glad you made it home safe and sound. Nick, thank you for hanging out with us on this historic night.
We're gonna do
just
it again,
fucking wow.
Everybody come to the watch party in 2 weeks. I'm not sure if it's going to be the 23rd or the 24th yet. I don't know if that's been announced yet. But everybody, please come and support this team.
Look out for it, guys. Look out for the watch party.
Can't do it. Watch the game.
And please, I'll put the link for the Discord in the chat in a moment. But yeah, Nick put on some videos from the Sweetwater watch party, and they were pretty awesome. So I wish I could have been there. I had dad duty tonight, so I could not get out to do that, but it was one to be there for. So thanks for hanging out, Nick. We will talk to you, hopefully, for another win.
Thank you, folks. Thank you, everyone. Vamos ATL.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Good night.
Yes, Nick.
Good night.
All right, when we get in a little bit of this chat, and we'll get to Glenn from the 5 Takes going to come on. Man, yeah, I knew it. There was going to be a lot of comments. All right, we're going to speed run these bad boys here. All right, this comment is in Spanish, and I cannot read it, so someone will have to translate that. From Maria Emilia Pieria Candido, so someone if they can translate that for me. Kyle Suckit Beckham Strong says, Valentino had done more work in adaptations in 4 months than Pineda ever did in 4 years. Hardline Overtone says, Valentino has proved he's the man for the job. What a turnaround. Danta says, I tried telling y'all was to treat Inter Miami like the enemy in Game 1 against Inter Miami. Dino, the producer, says, Jamal's balls are bigger than Messi's Ballon d'Ors. Love it. Alex says, I couldn't believe my eyes when he scored that brace. Strong says, yeah, Jamal had to endure a lot of kicks for this win. He did. Got beat up a bit. Alan Salazar says, we keep rolling crits on a D20. I love it when you come in here and say that. Alex Winberg says, where the hell was all that all this season? I know. seemed to have come out of nowhere. It's all hiding. It was like up the sleeve. We had an ace up the sleeve. Yesteryear, Atlanta says, red, black, red, black, red, black. A1 Products says, Blank was there to witness the upset. Yes, he was. That's right. Yesteryear also says, Amador needs his props going crazy with assists. Like Young Thug said, business is business. Emmanuel Gasper, air sleesh. A1 Products says, Atlanta United 2, Barcelona, USA 1. Alex Winberg, Wiley, you're always in my heart, but this Portuguese man is a beast. He is something special. Yesterday, Atlanta, 3 games away from a magical run. M level 10, level 10. What kind of soccer twilight zone are we living in? It makes no sense, and I love it. Orosale 1213 says, well-deserved win, nothing to lose, all gains. Alex Suarez had me cursing at my TV screen. As a Colombian, I have some history with that Uruguayan man. Yesterday, he says, team finally starting to gel as a counterattacking unit at the end of the season. We are past the end of the season, and it is gelling. Full stop. Omar GS says, Guzan stole Messi's fairy dust somehow. Goat level. Cheer Wine Guy says, I wanted to say Cheese Wine Guy, but it's Cheer Wine Guy. Are Brad's heroics getting robbed this job? Are Brad's heroics getting robbed this job? Interesting comment. Interesting comment.
Right? Very interesting. I mean, yeah, Call Stuck to Shoals were gelling so much, man. Like, it's so good. It's so good.
You can, Marc, you have my permission to like shove AJ from that for that. You can shove him.
I'm gonna save that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure AJ's gonna do something like that again.
I know, right? But man, yeah, great comments in the chat. Like, keep them coming. But man, Marc is here.
Oh, do you want to do Marc?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, what's up, guys? I am no longer Ubering. Let me get dressed from my appearance. Actually,
Sure, yeah. That's true. He was wearing his dope ass Mitchell and Ness Atlanta United jacket, so we'll let him do that. We do have the AC going, so yeah, it's style over substance at the moment.
yes. Here we go.
Nice.
Look at
Ooh,
that.
it's dope, dude. Love it. The
Nice
drip.
rim,
Check the drip.
Yeah. Legacy, baby.
Nice.
Oh man.
So, how are you feeling? How are you doing, man?
I don't know how I have a voice still, to be honest. I'm just so happy for the team, like, because I think they have deserved it with the level of effort that they've put into these matches. And you know what? Like, in adverse conditions, I think we have seen moments of quality, right? Like, it hasn't been pretty throughout. So, like, okay, the possession tonight, we only had 36% possession, but the last 10, 15 minutes, they were sitting back entirely, right? Like, Miami just had the ball the entirety, pretty much, of those 10, 15 minutes. Before that, like, Atlanta and I were a threat. I mean, like, listen, we didn't accidentally score 3 goals, right? Like, those were 3 quality goals. And I'm just, I don't even have the words. I'm just speechless right now.
Well,
I'm just speechless.
maybe Glenn from the 5 Takes and the 5 Stripes can offer you maybe one of his 5 takes of this game to give you some words. Take it away, Glenn, after that.
The ultimate FEA game with the ultimate FEA goal. This team has embraced that mantra and that mentality. I think we've talked about it a lot. That at times, too many times, this team is too nice, too soft. I was so happy when Pedro said, all right, if y'all going to give me the space and time, I'll go ahead and serve up a dime ball here. And I bet you someone's going to dunk on it.
Just
and, oh my
over
Lord.
and over and over again. This guy is going to have more men marking him than Messi next game. It's going to be incredible.
It's unreal. Where were we? Plus 20,000 to win MLS Cup. We'll put money on it. Yeah, I think everything that you could take away from this game, Brad, being him and everybody playing their role really well. I think the attitude has gotten us further than anything else. Of just kind of, I think we were a little bit lost in the woods for a long time because we have been told, branded, and marketed ourselves as big team, big club. And we haven't been that for a while. We just haven't been that good. And I think we've struggled with, like, who are we? Are we underdogs? Are we world beaters? What are we? And I think we've sort of just embraced this. You know what? Fuck them all. We are who we are. If we're underdogs right now, we'll embrace that. If we're favorites, we'll embrace that. And we're just going to embrace the moments, whatever it's throwing at us. And that's taken us further, I think, than anything else. And yeah, Rob deserves a ton of credit for that. He's going to be in the conversation now, rightly so. Like Nick said, the case can be made. Either way, it can be. What the club decides to do, I think it's going to be a tough decision. Maybe made a little simpler if we lift the trophy at the end of this thing, because then I think you kind of have to. But for however he's done it, he has got this team playing better than they have any right to be. You just beat the greatest team of all time.
In MLS.
With the greatest player to ever play. This moment in this team will be talked about for decades. As long as MLS is around, what happened tonight will go down in history because it is one of the most historic wins, not only for us, but for any team in MLS. It's incredible.
All right, I just need to point out, I cheated a little bit. I looked down in the chat a bit. Do have one sour Miami fan. Welcome in. Appreciate you being here and taking these lashings tonight. Dude, my brother in Christ, you're trying to tell me right now Messi clears Atlanta. Yeah, Messi's probably better than any one player we have on our team. But guess what he's not better than? The collective. Guess what Miami didn't put out on the field tonight? A collective. And that's why they lost. That's why they lost a series. It wasn't a one-off either. So, I mean, that's going to be tough to stick in your pipe and smoke it, but that's what you got to do, brother.
I did have somebody on our, I think it was on our Twitter feed, after I posted takes, reposting the video of the Amador assist and the Bartow goal, of saying, how is that a goal? How can that possibly be a goal? Well, generally speaking, in soccer, when the whistle doesn't blow and the ball hits the net, we call that a goal. I get it. I'm being a little learn. But that's what I wanted to see out of this team. Be a little nasty. Be a little ruthless, man. We haven't been that. Great goal. The whistle didn't go. The ref's under. I was so happy he didn't blow it. It's not a head injury. Play the whistle.
Yeah.
And the ref was letting a lot go.
Yeah.
Tonight. A lot. So, that's, maybe it's not one of the prettiest goals we've ever had, like in terms of like golazos, but
they're all beautiful. I don't know what you're talking about. Put them in the Louvre, all three of them.
Yeah, and I think it's this. You make a great point there. It's also, I think Sergio Busquets, the lack of him in this series has been massive for them.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's like he is obviously their engine room. He's the player that makes them tick, and not having him there allowed us to essentially really be able to load up in the midfield, which is what we did. Every game we had 3 midfield players, and just really crowded that middle. Allowed zone 14 to be just absolutely just way as many players as possible in that zone, so that Messi, he's always going to run into somebody, and that part was so key.
You know who we ran into? Dax McCarty.
Yeah, the buzzsaw known as Dax McCarty.
Yeah, the man is trying to retire, but
we keep pulling him back.
There's been lots of athletes throughout history who have retired and unretired. Think about it if you want.
Oh, so
He's been tremendous.
So
he did say that. He said that. Yeah,
we started having a problem with Messi.
Yeah, right. It's true. We did because Fortune came out. It wasn't. I don't think it'd be because of that. I think if we did do and maybe have to talk about somebody that isn't really cutting the mustard at the moment, Tristan Muyamba is looking off of it. And yeah, it's, you know, he's chasing shadows at points, giving away the ball cheaply. It's not happening for him, and I'm sad. But it is also like, yeah, he was hooked early in the second half for that reason. Because, it just like, we were losing control with him on the pitch. But
what do you think of Jande? Because he's been the other one, him and Muyamba, that were like,
he's good, just like last game.
From, but
I mean, it's annoying. He's making
a little appearance tonight, but what do you think of him?
This is something that I've said a while now, like probably over a year. Yeah, definitely over a year. It's that this team is a confidence-based team. If they play with confidence, you see an insane. We saw a glimpse of it at the end of the last year. You see the potential of it. It was there. It goes completely dormant when the guys aren't feeling it. There's this bad mojo in the room or whatever. And for whatever reason, we were able to awaken this sleeping giant. And man, did we make MLS pay for it? Let's just say. And I will say also, the Messi Stan in the chat tonight, he said, we got robbed of 3 pens. Brother, you got robbed of 2 eyes if you think that's what the fuck was the case tonight. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it is that. It's like, listen, like, I don't see 3 pens. I mean, Suarez should have been booked for his, like, lame-ass diving. It's... and then Campana, like... Listen, if you're gonna complain about calls and no calls as an Inter Miami fan, you better be coming correct, because it ain't. But
that ain't it, Chief.
Yeah, no, and the refereeing wasn't great. It wasn't great in the Orlando match either. Like there's plenty of missed calls, but 3 pens, like, that's a little sour grapes for me. But sure,
yeah. Let me get into a couple of these comments while we got Glenn here. You guys can play off that a little bit. Joshua says, how many games they in the playoffs? There's 3 left to, I think, get into the playoffs. Or get into the end of it, I guess. Yesterday says conference semis, finals, and MLS Cup. Alex Winberg says, Guzan must have started doing some insane physical therapy to revive those 40-year-old bones. What a fucking legend. Yesterday also says, only if we win at all. I love Valentino, get him back at 2 or again to be on the staff, the second assistant, I guess is what he's saying. David Jesus, Orlando, New York, and then maybe IA. I don't know what that means. Yesterday says, Rios doesn't have killer instinct. Thought that was obvious. Yeah, no, it's kind of been a meme from us at least. Rios just boofs things. Brian Barrett says, MLS YouTube just posted the highlights, but watch them in a window. Don't leave here. Thank you very much, Brian. Kudos to you for saying that. Jack Diggins says, Orlando, we are coming for you bitches. Joshua says, are we playing Columbus Crew? No, we are not. They were already eliminated. Amazingly, the entire state of Ohio was eliminated, which I did not see coming. Joshua says for MLS Cup. Omar Gia says, anybody actually bet on the game? I did not. I'm not a betting man myself, unless I go to play, 21 or something for with $100, but that's about it. A1 Product says the season ain't over. Iron Mike 404 Gaming says MLS did 2 years worth of Messi glazing just for them to lose to a wild card team. God bless. Blessed up, buddy. Brian Barrett says, LOL.
Let's stop there. Okay. For the wildcard team that wasn't even the home team, I mean, we've literally have been we've been the anti-glazed. We've been the shit on team. And yet.
I was doing some of the shitting.
And then it's the ref saying, however.
I didn't think we were going to be here either.
Yeah, exactly. And credit to you for being honest. I mean, because, at the top of the show, I said as well, man, I'm going to be honest, man. I didn't bet on this team. I didn't say that we were going to win this match. No, I thought we were going to go 2-2 in the penalties and lose.
Season, nothing about this team in May, June, July, August. early September said we were going to do something special.
Yeah, brother, I didn't even
Exactly.
have us getting into the playoffs. Not even.
Right. Like, yeah, you be the most delusional of delusional people.
We are far from my
Honestly.
prediction right
It was
now.
all for good reasons. This wasn't like we were seeing a
Yeah.
team that was on the cusp of breaking
Right.
through, and we could all see it, and maybe there's that reality.
Yeah.
It just flipped, like unreal. I've never
This is-
seen anything like this.
Maybe angels in the outfield type stuff. Like that's
Yeah.
really like movie type stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like there are
So you're saying Apple
Yeah.
TV, you want these rights? Come get this movie. Make this movie.
yeah. It should be on Disney. Like this stuff is like.
And Rob Valentino is the
Lord,
Disney
yeah.
princess of this movie. Oh man.
Ooh.
Well, how many episodes have they done of the behind the stripes or whatever? They were that
Was
little
it two?
documentary
Two,
they've been
three?
doing throughout
Two?
that season.
Mhm.
Dude,
I think like 3.
Thank God the social team is so happy right now that they get a pretty decent ending to it. No matter what happens from here on, no matter what happened tonight, even after when we equalized, I was like, okay, good. We're playing in the way I can be proud of. Even if we don't get it done, I can be proud of this team. That's all I'm looking for. And then we went ahead. I was like, oh, fuck.
Just thinking, AJ. This is a little inside baseball, real quick. But AJ, just saying, you and I, you know what I'm talking about when I say this. You might get contacted by that company one more time.
Yeah,
Just saying.
I know, right?
This is
I know.
that is talk
Yep.
for just at the HQ back in the office. So we're not going to divulge
Yeah.
that here. But just saying, there's some stuff going down. Anyway, so
Cool.
It did. But yeah, no, it's this too. Like I think Nick was talking about this earlier that he was nervous in stoppage time for us in 90th minute, 91st, 92nd, so on. But even at half, like even right before the half, because it was 2-1, it was like, okay, let's just get to the half up. Like that was nervous energy. Like I 2 minutes before the half was even like before we even got to stoppage time, I was like, call it, just call it, like just blow it,
bro.
blow
I
it,
think
right?
in the beginning of the game, I think gave me irritable bowel syndrome. That's how fucking nervous I was for this.
Man, you might need to get that checked out. But yeah, it is.
It's acute,
Damn.
early onset irritable bowel syndrome.
Well, you know about it early. That's good. That's good. But
Oh, it made
But
its,
yeah, I mean, it's
presence known. That's for sure.
right, and it's just like this entire match was. Yeah, you just like. It's like inexplicable, unbelievable energy. I mean, this team is doing something, I believe, unprecedented in this league. I mean, this is the best player that has ever played the game. Like, make no bones about it. That's not conjecture. We're not like saying something that's not the truth. I mean, you could be, Ronaldo, Messi, blah blah blah, but let's just be real.
I mean, let's also be real. We'd be putting Ronaldo to bed too tonight if it was him on the pitch.
Oh my God, guys! If you have a second window, open up the Twitter feed with Atlanta United. Uncle Arthur's in the dressing room with Goose, popping Michelob Ultra. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. And you know
This
what?
is I'm saying, like, whole team approach. Ownership to goalkeeper. Uncle Arthur is there.
Cradle to grave, baby. Let's go.
Everybody. I love it. I'm good. Honestly, I'm good with whatever happens. I was good coming into tonight. I wasn't nervous watching this because I'm already happy. I don't ask for a lot.
I wish I could be you. I was like, I'm literally like crafting diamonds in my bowels watching this game.
No, it's good, man. I just want hard dedication and just playing for something and playing for each other, and I'm getting that. So if we get more, great. If we fuck up Orlando, awesome.
Yeah.
If we don't, that's okay too. It's okay. I'm just happy to have
it's
a little
like,
bit.
hey, the Messi fan was saying, well, we're going to get beat by Orlando. That's his prediction. But you know who's not getting a chance to play Orlando in the next game?
Yeah.
Ooh. Just
It's
saying.
amazing.
Just saying.
It's incredible. It must be very tough, and I say this seriously, to be a Miami fan right now, because where do you go from here?
Yeah,
You
right?
got a fancy
They're
dinner
like,
plate.
they're like, oh my god, what
But
should we do?
you're-
Should we
you're
recruit the best
team-
player in the world? Damn it, we already did that. What do we do?
How much better do you need to get? How much more talent do you need to acquire to win this thing?
Man, it's like,
Got it.
I don't know.
But
Maybe they need to upgrade the 10 position. I'm not sure. I don't know.
So, just quick interject. This is a tweet from the Cooligans. Shout out to the Cooligans, Alexi and Christian. Enter Miami center back pairing next season after they adjust the MLS salary rules so that this doesn't happen again. And it's a picture of Antonio Rudiger and Virgil van Dijk. Like, that's what they're going to have to do to make sure. And you know what? We'll still find a way. We'll still find a way.
We will. They still don't have an answer for Air Force Leash, dude. They can't handle it.
what a dunk. What a dunk. He's dunking better than the Hawks right now. Sorry, no disrespect.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, right? It's the whole Atlanta, like, okay, only one team can win in the night, I suppose. But what? Georgia Tech won tonight?
Yes.
All right. You know, so we will take
Not
that.
a
We will
great
take
night for
what-
Miami.
against Miami. Exactly. We did the double.
We did the double.
Exactly. Chef's kiss. But yeah, I mean, because it's this. It's like, you know, there is this whole thing about Miami, LA, New York being the vanity clubs, the you know, the cities that, you know, the best players want to go to. We just shit on that tonight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, come to Atlanta if you want to win trophies, apparently.
Yeah.
Just so all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You know,
Because yeah, it's that inner Miami fan in the chat.
Like, what do you do with this playoff format? The MLS regular season means dick.
It really does.
Nothing.
They've been trying to solve that.
Last year too.
I mean, dude,
Like,
fucking
bro.
home. I mean, let's be real. Home field advantage typically is extremely advantageous in MLS, but for whatever reason, we
time.
are just bucking that trend hardcore.
I mean, other teams as well. Cincinnati gone.
Yeah, you
Gone. And now we get a Hudson River derby.
Ooh.
What?
I put my money
Yeah.
on Rebel. I don't know why, but I just want to do that. But
Yeah,
dude,
feels like it.
you know that there's that post. Shout out to the guy whoever does this on Reddit. Get him on the show sometime. It'd be great. The guy who does that like risk map conquering thing where like a team will, you know, like take over another city or whatever when they're with the logo of their team or like that. Like for us taking scalps away, dude, that map be looking real pretty right now.
God, are we going to end up with an Atlanta Red Bull conference final?
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean,
I'm
this
here
is prime
for it.
entertainment for us, at the very least, if we can do this.
We've done it before.
Yeah, we've done it before, and we did it earlier a couple games
good
ago.
Time to get your first win away at Red Bull. Gotta
Yeah.
get on through Orlando first. Gotta
Hey,
get through
there's
that.
a lot first happening this year, baby. Let's just add to
You
it.
ain't kidding. You ain't kidding.
Right.
Yeah. All right, Glenn. Final thoughts. We got to move on. We got a lot of guests. Well, not a lot,
Yeah,
but you know, we got a lot of comments and things to do tonight.
Yeah, totally. No, it's just whole team approach, top to bottom, and it's the attitude, not necessarily the skills of everybody. It's everybody just showing up for the guy to their left and to their right, and just doing their job collectively, and embracing who they are, and being a little like, get in someone's face, get stuck in a little bit. You know, that's the biggest change I think for this team, and Rob seems to be the right man for the job. We'll see if he is going forward.
Absolutely.
Love it, man.
Perfect.
Well, have a great rest of your night, man. And
All right,
pleasure.
you too. All right,
I'm glad we could help you craft your 5 takes for your write-up later, if you haven't already done it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. All right, take care, guys.
Later.
All right, so we're going to have Drew come on next. Drew, hop on in. Let me just shoot you a message, and then I'm going to look through some more of these messages. Man.
I want to talk about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So it's this. So, you know, one of the maybe, you know, I don't really feel that bad, but it is. So for Tata Martino, he, yes, won a trophy, sort of, with Supporter Shield. I mean, it's like it is kind of a trophy, sort of, like borderline a trophy.
Yeah.
I'll call it a trophy.
It's silverware. Yeah. But either way, he just lost in the first round, and he had Messi, Jordi Alba, Luis Suarez, and Sergio Busquets.
You lost to
Does he
a
get
guy
fired?
from like Senegal, Poland, and Russia. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't a guy from Spain, England, Germany. Like,
Nothing like that. Does he get fired for this?
I mean, hey, does he rethink his life's choices based on this? I mean, come
I had
on.
a friend that basically said that, okay, he leaves after 2 years at most jobs anyway. Whether he gets fired or he leaves by himself. It's interesting. Like, there is that little bit, in the bottom of my heart, I'm like, man, Tata, that does suck. I don't feel that bad. But
No, I don't feel
that
bad.
does
Because he's
suck.
already got a trophy. He's got his, and it's fine.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
but like, that's the thing though, right? It's like, we talk about this every week. If you're a past Atlanta United fan, past Atlanta United player, you're on the other team. When we hit the pitch, you're the opposing team. You're the enemy. So sorry. But afterwards, it's like, good game, GG's and all that. But like, we had to take it to you. Had to do you like that. I'm sorry, bro. Like, it's nature of the beast.
And it's, Rob
Come at the
Valentino.
bull, you're going to get the horns. You know what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Yeah. But Rob Valentino being one of his, assistant coaches previously, knowing exactly how he wants to play. Knowing his tendencies. Knowing probably how he's going to set up. And, I mean, he set, like, he didn't change that much from game to game here. He's a stubborn manager.
Yeah. So tactical genius, Rob Valentino. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. But, Drew, welcome in. Let us have your thoughts.
What a fucking game.
In a good way.
Oh my.
What are you drinking, Drew? First of all, let's start with that. What are you drinking? I'm right here with you, baby.
Tonight.
I'm right here with you, baby.
Two. I've got the Island Green, and I've got tequila and pineapple juice in the other right now.
Let's go, dude. Just double fisting, dude.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Take me back to my college days.
Maybe it's good decisions, maybe it's not bad decisions. You tell us tomorrow, but
yeah, I can sleep it off. I got the day off.
Yeah, okay.
I'll be fine. But this game, we go behind early, and you just kind of feel in the pit of your stomach, you're like, do they have this? Can they come back again? And then they immediately rip off 2 goals, and you're like, okay, we are in this thing. We can win this. And that was the craziest thing, is at no point in this game did I feel like Miami controlled this game. It felt like Miami got lucky to even get their second. So this is a shocking turnaround from this team. It's incredible to see what this team has become, because we thought this team was dead, buried and dead in the ground a couple months ago, and we were just like, okay, let's get to the end of the season, let's get this rebuild started and kind of see where we go from there. And now we're looking at this team like, okay, what else has this team got? Because it's incredible. They are buying into Rob, and I know we're just kind of wondering if Rob should get this job, and he's definitely put his name at the top of the list so far, because he's getting the buy-in from the players, and the passion that he's showing for this club is incredible. And I think that was missing a little bit from this team, is that passion and that belief, and he's drawing it out of every player. You have Guzan just turning into a brick wall out of nowhere and just turning back the clock. It's incredible to see what this team is doing right now.
Yeah, we do. When Guzan stopped Luis Suarez like towards the end of the game, and he was just like, ah! He put his chest out and everything, like flex the pecs, get the ball to bounce off. I was like, damn, dude, some Captain America shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking vibranium under there. Holy shit.
Yeah, just vibranium skin. Yeah. No, but yeah, Drew, you make a really, really great point about just the control. We didn't need to have possession to control this match. We shepherded them in the areas that we wanted them to be in, so that they weren't dangerous for the most part. And yeah, in a way, yeah, because with how you feel, it's a great point. There was this sense of, okay, like they don't really have it. Like, yeah, they have the ball, but it doesn't really seem like it's going to happen for them. And every time we had the ball, it was like, okay, yeah, we might do something here.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Right. And so it's just like, man, like, that's really why the game is not played on paper, not played on EAFC. Like, it is, you have to be on that pitch and see what happens. And that's the entertainment of it. And, hopefully the Apple TV, all the heads there, they're gonna start to figure out that, okay, yeah, like this is actually good for business if you can market it in a good way.
If you're smart, yeah.
I was gonna say,
exactly.
Yeah.
They are scrambling to make something for us, because even if you look at some of the playoff, prepare for the playoff stuff, you see a flash of Atlanta United. You don't.
Do you even? I don't even know if you do.
You see them getting a goal scored against them.
Yeah. Well, what's going to be now in the Lay's commercial? It's going to be Moranchuk's face photoshopped over Messi.
Right.
This team is incredible right now, and that I don't know how far they can take this, but we're going to be along for the ride. And at this point, they have far surpassed expectations that we had set.
Yeah, they blew the doors off of the expectations at this point.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's this. Like, we've said this before. Like, okay, we're playing with house money. The casinos hate us right now.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to escort us out of the building.
Oh yeah, this is the movie 21 with Kevin Spacey. We're getting our knees broken in the back rooms at this point.
Exactly. Like, they're like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Yep.
And, well, we're Atlanta United. That's what we're all about.
Yeah, dude, remember the name.
The villains are back.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly. But,
needed that.
Drew, other thoughts?
I'm speechless. What a game from Dax McCarty in that.
I was gonna say, talk about the whole nonsense. Like, so there's a lot of controversy with the ref tonight, but also focus on also the the nonsense with the push on Guzan. Like, talk about that for a second, because that was a huge inflection point for the match.
It's terrible. It's terrible sportsmanship. It's awful to see what Pana did, because it was unnecessary. Messi already had the ball. Yeah, you're trying to get the ball back and put it at midfield so you can go get the game started back fast. Pana there's no reason for him to be there. Why?
Yeah. And he's literally committed elder abuse. I mean, Guzan, don't be mad at me. Like, don't at me on Twitter or anything like that. But I mean, that's not fair. It's not nice.
No, and what I find it even worse is if you watch Suarez go there and then try to shit talk and call what Brad did a dive.
Yeah, That was like schoolyard bullying, dude. That was so
That
dumb.
was that just pissed me off. But in general, the ref was. I'm gonna put it in a term you can understand, Mike. He called the game like playoff hockey.
Yeah. Let everything happen.
Everything happened, did not care, and only called the obvious stuff.
All right. For a second, when you said like, so Mike understand, you were gonna break out the crayons and draw me like a very pretty picture so I could get it.
But he okay. I can't be too mad at the ref because, except for at the last like 5 minutes, he wasn't calling anything on any of the teams. So I can't be mad up until the point where he started letting the ticky-tack fouls on Messi deep in our half starting to get called. It was a little weird there, but other than that, I didn't have a problem too much with the non-calls if you're going to call it both ways. And that's what we asked for consistency for.
Hey man, I mean, yeah, it's straight up Godzilla 2014, Ken Watanabe, let them fight, right?
It did. Well, there's also this. Okay, so the Amador yellow. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, like,
I mean, it was a foul, and I guess in their mind they thought it was a tactical, but I just feel like that's not a tactical. But but I mean, it was a pull. It was objectively, he was not making a play on the ball. He grabbed the player and he pulled him down. And I think
from what I saw, the Miami player pulled him down.
But the idea is, the counter for me is that when you see that in the vacuum, I feel like the call makes sense. But when you look at the game, you're like, what's the ref doing? You know what I mean?
Well, in the game, yeah, it's like, okay, if he pulled him down in that moment, in that area, yeah, and, you know, where the players were placed on the pitch, that is a yellow. But that's not what happened. Like,
no,
he was down by a Miami player.
I was gonna say, if you look back, Amador does pull slightly, but if you watch the Miami's player's bottom hand, he grabs onto Amador's leg and pulls him down with him. Yeah. So he definitely forced that foul.
Yeah,
smart play, but damn.
Smart play, and Amador decided he committed to get stuck in, and that probably wasn't the best move. Because there was no play on the ball whatsoever. So that was my issue, is that you got to at least try for the ball if you're gonna do something like that, and he just didn't, because he just didn't have the angle. So, I mean, to me, it's like, well, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes sometimes.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I was gonna say. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, no, I didn't have anything. Go ahead.
I mean, outside of that, his resume and everything is fucking sterling. You know? So. Anyway, continue.
That might be the next jersey I get right there, just because.
Bro, I'm right there with you. I'm thinking about it.
He has been a blessing. He is probably the most underrated signing we have ever gotten. He is spectacular defensively. He is solid attackingly. On the attack, he puts up a dime of a ball every game, and it's just perfect. It's perfect, and he does it in a deeper position, and weights it perfectly, and then places it at a spot that anybody can run onto, which is spectacular textbook crossing. It's incredible.
Yeah, it really is. It's what we've been clamoring for.
Yeah.
I mean, we wanted it maybe a little bit more from the right, but yeah, from the left, that's really where it is. Like, these back post runs are where we can be dangerous, where most teams can be dangerous if you can get the right delivery. And he's putting it right in the spot that players, all they have to do is meet it. And it really is. It's 8 assists in his short time that he's already been on the team.
Just keeps going. It's just every game, every fucking game. The guy is just a machine. He's like, it's like the Terminator thing. It's like, that's all he does. That's all he does, and he will never stop.
Right. And I've heard people say, like, okay, yeah, he's making just 125K this year or something like that.
Yeah, but
which in MLS
that's
terms,
truncated,
isn't that much. But it's the part of the season that he came in.
Yep.
So yeah, he's gonna be making more next season. But still, either way, if it's like 300,000,
I mean, bro, he's putting up left wing stats.
Yeah.
Better than left wing stats. I mean, it's just like. Shawnee Silva ain't putting up those stats.
I was gonna say, he's definitely putting up better than Atlanta United left wing stats.
Yeah, exactly. Which, there aren't like a plethora of goals, but it's I think that's fantastic to get from the left back position, left wing back position, and it's just like for even. I mean, I think Julian Gressle had double digits, I think, in one of the years. And that was, kind of playing multiple positions. But, like, this is true out and out, left back, left wing back.
Yeah.
Like, he's not playing, midfield. He's not playing, right wing. So, and, apologies to Julian Gressle. It's like, what's his name? Matt Damon on Jimmy Kimmel. Like, didn't make an appearance.
Nope. That was kind of shocking. He didn't get a single minute. That was crazy to me.
Yeah, like, bro's like really good in some positions that like he could have been useful in this match, possibly. Maybe with Campana. Maybe it's like I think they tried, like, I think this is where the stubbornness with Tata Martino came in, is that he tried to stick with his old guys. I think he needed to play with energy.
Yeah,
and there
100%.
wasn't enough energy
100%.
for Inter Miami.
That was the keys of the game, right? I mean, you open up the game, make it expansive, so the old guys can't run, can't track back, can't get there. I mean, Suarez, to his credit, I hate like kind of what he did earlier, but like. Dude just couldn't. I mean, he put everything he had out there. He ran a lot for who he was, and I'll give him that. But homie, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. You're breaking yourself for nothing at this point. So sucks to suck, I guess. But like, I mean, it's they should have had. I mean, I was very worried when Campana came in because I'm like, he's got a history on scoring against us, and the guy is younger, can run. Later in the game, this is super sub material, tried and true, and luckily for us, really wasn't able to do that much this time around. He has done it before, but this time around.
Yeah. No.
Exactly. Like, I think he stuck with his old guys. He stuck with, the veterans in the moments that, I don't blame him in the sense that, it's like, okay, these are the type of games that these players have the experience. You might,
breaking news, everybody. Just saying, the date for the next game against Orlando City has been confirmed. Sunday, November 24th at 3:33 in Orlando. 3:33 p.m. EST. And I will.
That's so specific.
It is. Yeah. Well, I mean, the email just came out, so I'm just reading what I see.
But like
hot off the presses.
33. Like, what's the significance of that? Those are like, if people, I don't know if like, this might be some real, like, showing my age here, but like TBS type stuff. When like Braves games usually come out at like 7:35. It's like, it's not like we're on like TV rules here. Like, I mean, hey man, this is
same bat time, same bat channel. All right, all right. Listen, Marc, tap me in. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. Marc's gonna talk for me. Okay, just get him on the microphone.
He's faded, but yes.
I'm so sorry to expose you like that, Marc. I'm so sorry to expose you. But I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom and tap you in.
So I am enjoying a drink. Enjoy myself a good old Tecate.
Old school.
I was gonna say, can we talk about Dax McCarty and how his performance in these playoffs has been fabulous. This man is just elongating how his playing career, just keeping his playoff streak going right now, and it's amazing how well he played in that first half. And you could tell that he was missed after he left the field and Fortune came on. And I was kind of like, oh crap, here we go. Are they gonna take over because we're missing Dak? And that's just incredible to see from his age right now.
Yeah, and like, and I think what you do see with his age is just the instinct, just in knowing where to be. Like, it's not an accident when, especially a player in that position, is always in the right place at the right time. And like AJ was talking about earlier, like his play alongside tonight Muyumba and was it Shleesh? Yeah, they I think they're really they were a big part of why we were successful tonight. Like, I think when a team plays the way we did tonight, you really need your midfield to shield the defense and to just have those spells of possession, right? Like, you're not going to dominate possession, but you just need a little time on the ball. You need just a little bit of passing triangles while the forwards get up the field, if you're trying to counter. Like, I thought they all did an immense job tonight. And I still can't believe it, to be honest. It's been a couple hours since I was just sitting here like, wow, we really did this. We really did this.
It seems just like a dream. Mark, I'll tap you back out. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for taking over for when I need to use the bathroom. And if anyone has an astute eye, yes, that's right. This was an outfit change also opportunity right now. So second half of the episode, late into stoppage time. We are over midnight, and I switched jerseys. So
was that forced because of the bathroom trip, or
it could have been with the aforementioned IBS, but it was not. This was a stylistic choice by my wife, and she said this looks better.
I can't see anything, obviously. Yeah, but the way our stream is set up, we only see.
It's specifically set up so AJ can't see anyone. We want to have blinders on at all times, so he can't see outside of the one box. It's hard to keep him focused, folks. Hard to keep him focused.
Exactly.
This is all we can come up with.
Staring at myself.
Yeah. That's really because he's very vain, and so we thought that like a picture of himself. That's the only way to keep him really centered. So.
That's the way to keep my attention. Yeah.
Hey guys, would you like some sour grapes?
Hell yeah.
Oh. Tata Martino on Atlanta United's third goal. A similar play occurred in Atlanta in Game 2 when Redondo cut off a play. I think Fortune was on the ground. Luis played it out. That's what we would have done. That's interesting because I remember tonight a couple times when Chiari was on the ground and Miami was like, oh, we're going to go ahead and attack while you're a man down. So, Tata, I'm sorry. I love you, brother. I'm not trying to hear that shit.
No, dude, miss me with that, bro. Exactly. You don't do what Suarez did and what Campana did and then ask for reparations. You don't do that. That's just you haven't earned that. You don't get that. So sorry. You cut off.
Yeah, it's already like, you guys should have already seen some cards. Should have already seen some, at least something, and you got away with it. And you ain't getting away with that. When you watch the replay, it's like nothing even happened. Like you just fell down because you wanted the play to stop. Yeah, because we were attacking.
It seems like Martino might be reaching for straws. Sounds a little like it. Sounds a little desperate to me. But who am I?
In his defense, like, I understand it.
In his defense, he won us a cup. So
right, exactly. In his defense, he did. But in his defense, if he's trying to stay in Miami, damage control.
Yeah, exactly.
And it seems like he is. Because if he wasn't, I think he'd just be like,
That'd be wild if you. I mean, that'd be wild, to have him decide to leave a team that has Messi on it over 1 year.
Right.
Yeah, that would be weird to me.
Like before Marc went into what he said.
Who's calling? Not the Mexican national team again, bro. No, say no.
No,
run away.
Yeah. But before he went into what he said, I was like, is Tata Martino resigning? Like, that's where my head went.
Oh, shit. But he did say sour grapes. There's no, so.
Yeah. Before he even said any of that, I was like, Tata Martino. Like,
yeah, Marc's
okay.
like, breaking news, everybody. And everyone's like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he did say it like that. That's true. That's possibly could be what. But yeah.
Yeah, let me get a couple of these. Let me get these comments real quick. Denny Palacio says, "Is the game versus Orlando on Saturday the 23rd or Sunday the 24th?" Let me just double check for what I said earlier,
24th.
just to give it to you exactly from the horse's mouth. The 24th to confirm completely. So Dammy X Boy 82 says we're playing Orlando. Yesterday Atlanta says, "Oh, we finally gelling and playing counterattacking football. What are y'all thoughts on Roswell getting a USL team?" I mean, I'm all about football expansion wherever it goes. USL is obviously a competitor to MLS. I don't know where their marriage is, perhaps maybe eventually going to converge, but I just think an expansion of soccer is probably for the best, especially because USL likes to go at it from like a pyramid perspective, which MLS clearly doesn't, and that could aid in the whole construction of more soccer infrastructure in the United States, which I think is ultimately a good thing. So, thumbs up, good for them.
Tata does have the keys to the city in Roswell, so if he decides to leave Inter Miami, well, he's always got a job in Roswell. So
yeah, there you go. Is it a downgrade? You're not getting that out of me. Danto says, Orlando, what do you mean by a USL? Oh, he's asking. USL, that's tier below MLS in the United States. And they're getting probably a new stadium. I mean, it's got to be a new stadium, most likely. If they're going to be entering into USL, it's probably part of the buy-in stuff. A1 Product says, 39% possession and you win the game. Possession domination does not equate to a win. My wife literally says it every time she watches a game with me when we lose, and we have, especially in the years where we've dominated possession and we
native ball.
She's like, it's pointless. It's pointless possession. This is what the word she kept saying, and she's 100% right. It's so frustrating when you control the game and you try so hard and you're batting down the hatches, against the other team, and then nothing comes from it. It's so frustrating when you get hit by like one counterattack goal and then they bunker and you're just sitting there firing salvo after salvo, just nothing's hitting. It's one of the most frustrating sports experiences I've ever had to go through. Let me get through a couple more because there's a lot. So I'll let you go in one minute.
Important.
Oh yeah, okay, all right. We got an important part. Put up the segment. Put up the news headline. Important part. AJ has something to say here. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's even when you have Messi on your team and you dominate possession, yet you still can't beat the team in front of you. Like, that just shows you how difficult when a team parks the bus is. Like that, it is like the tale as old as time. Like, if a team decides to just, maybe one block of 5, one block of 4, or, 2 blocks of 4, like, it's just, you don't have space. You have, like, even with the best player ever, and playing one-touch football, can't even break it down. Like, it just, like, we get frustrated by watching it, but it's not a new experience. Like, it really is something that every team that plays with the ball goes through. And that's really where it's like, when we played, with Tata coaching, with, like, remember that Seattle Sounders game at the Benz? And, they just really, like, they parked an airplane, basically.
They got the MARTA bus to come in from the Georgia Dome.
Yeah, exactly. And, just how frustrating that game was. And it's just that. It's like, this is just what happens when you have a team that is clinical and direct, and it's just like it's terrorist football.
Yeah. I mean, we saw. I'm not comparing us to Real Madrid by any stretch, but watched the game earlier today, and they were like Route 1 victory for Real Madrid. And you know what? If that's the way we gotta play, if we gotta be compared with the likes of Real Madrid, I think I'll survive. I think I'll be all right with that.
Right, and I've said this before. I mean, this is maybe a little bit of conjecture, but Real Madrid with Carlo Ancelotti, he is. Rob Valentino can be likened to him in a very, 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 very small way. In the sense that, like he tries to maximize the talents of the players that he has at his disposal, and he's pragmatic as hell. And we've seen the effectiveness. Like it really is where, like that type of football in cup competitions just works. And it's usually not the best team through and through that wins these cup competitions. But hell, I don't care.
Nope.
Yeah, dude. All right, Drew, give us your final thoughts on this game.
What a win. What a season. And let's go kick Orlando's ass.
Love it.
Excellent, dude.
The beard lives on. I have not shaved. I have grown the playoff beard since the start of the Orlando game, so we will continue to grow.
Long live that beard.
Yeah, long live it. Completely, yeah. That's hilarious. I think Nick is also doing the same thing, so amen, brother.
I will. Good night to you, to everybody out there. Let's go Atlanta.
Love it.
Thanks, bro.
Have a good night, Drew. Pleasure.
Good night.
All right, let me take a little bit of this, a little bit of the chat real quick. 1 second. Okay, let me just do that. Sorry about that. All right, let me take a look at the chat. We got a lot. I will want to start real quick with Alex Winberg with the $4.99 donation. Appreciate you, buddy. Hooray for the terrorist ball. Please down a shot for me, AJ. AJ, that's a $5. You got to go grab some alcohol and do a shot real quick. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules.
Alrighty. Well, yeah, here we go.
And by the way, just in case a YouTube admin is watching, he is about to do what we're specifically talking about, because it wasn't mentioned, is a shot of apple juice. It might look like it comes from an alcohol bottle, but it is actually cleverly disguised apple juice. So do not be mistaken about that. Anyway, very expensive apple juice by that, probably. All right, and then let's keep going. Let's celebrate their third super on a live stream. Yeah, that's great. That's a super chat from Alex. Appreciate you. That's your third one. Thank you very much, brother.
I'm doing what? Yep.
Maverick and his cuisine comes in hot saying, bruh. And then he says, I want y'all to know that only sobbed. I want y'all to know. You're making me read, brother. I want y'all to know that only sobbed as hard as I did tonight when the Braves won the World Series and when the Five Stripes won MLS Cup. I am inspired. Yeah, dude. It's changing minds and it's winning hearts, bro. It's kissing babies. It's running for office. Joshua says, is Orlando playing good? Oh, shit, dude. My YouTube crashed. Let me just bring that right back up. Orlando is not playing great. That game against Charlotte, that went to penalty kicks, not a lot of goals. That was not a great game. I'm not in love with the way they did things. Like, damn, dude. Like some of the chat got eliminated now that I went back to it. That's a little unfortunate. If I missed some of your, no, I think I got all of it. All right, we're good, everybody.
All right. Well, we have some whiskey shots here.
Oh yeah.
And,
let's go.
Here we go.
Let's go. I'll join you guys. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to your health, everyone.
Cheers to apple juice.
Good old apple juice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good old smoky, peaty apple juice.
I always make this face after drinking apple juice.
Totally. Yep. This is some really harsh, sharp. Yep.
Biting
apple juice.
Apple juice. Yeah, the apple bites back. Donna says, we didn't. Y'all need to type a little bit better, a little more.
It's too late for him to decipher.
Hygienics. Hygienics in the chat about how we're typing today, guys. You're making my eyes go two different ways. We swag surfing and took over your trap and got a dub. Yeah, I think that's what we're talking about against the Miami fan who came in here. Yeah. This
apple juice is really
it's really warming you up. Yeah. The Miami fan says average robbers Atlanta penited. Bro, we didn't even score a penalty against you to beat you. Penited? Really?
The Penalos. Yeah.
This is how we know we're massive, because we have these Ronaldo Messi fanboys spilling over into our YouTube chat. So welcome.
Yeah, we're catching strays out here.
We love all our fans. We appreciate all the views and all the comments. Please keep them coming, and please recognize who the bigger club in MLS is, who the club who actually has lifted an MLS Cup is. Right? The original darlings. All right, I need to get something off my chest, right?
Hell yeah, let's go, brother. Let it go.
Man, like, we have been like the sidekicks of the great Inter Miami for the last couple of weeks. Let me tell you something, man. In 2017, 2018, MLS was fawning over Atlanta United. MLS couldn't get enough of Atlanta United. In fact, the game last week, right? In front of the sold-out crowd, an actual pro home team crowd, not just a bunch of people that came to see Messi. Everyone was like, "Oh, this is the Atlanta that." Look, we've been here, dog. You see this? This has been here long before Inter Miami was even a thing. So I'm not trying to hear about Inter. All right. This is MLS legacy.
You see this
right here.
You see this, guys?
Yeah,
this is what you want. And Inter Miami fans, you don't got it. And you definitely won't have it this year.
Yeah. We don't give a fuck about no shield, dog. It's about the MLS Cup, and you're not winning it.
Yeah, you ain't in it.
Heard.
Awesome, dude. Yo, that was a top one rant of all time. I love it. Dude, Tommy from Scarves and Spikes would praise you that level of rant. That was amazing. Awesome job. All right, so let me get a little bit more into the chat before we get our next guest on here. Jeffrey Barber says, "What do you think of Atlanta United versus Orlando City?" Yeah, so we're just look out for the preview episode later this week about that. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk all about what Orlando's strengths and weaknesses are and how we can exploit them and what ours are, of course, and what we need to do to make sure. I mean, our big thing is giving away gifts. We don't want to do that. So we'll tune in to find out what that episode's about later this week. Briefly, I just want to say about that, Orlando's not looking super strong. What we pulled off here tonight is looking super strong. So if you're going to have to ask me, who am I picking in a grudge match between these two guys who we already dispatched earlier this almost playoff cycle, coming into this in their house, I think you're taking us. The smart money's taking us right now. So, all right, Yo Pro says, one of our moderators, appreciate you hanging out in the chat. He says, "You have Messi, chill," talking to the Messi fanboy. Alex Winberg says, Atlanta United MLS Cup 1, Messi MLS Cup 0. Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, stats, facts be facts, right? Alan Alvarado says, we don't depend no more on Saba. We do not. We are not depending only on Saba. Saba is doing his best, running shit down like crazy, like a rabid dog, but he ain't the one scoring, and that's okay. That's okay.
We should talk about that slightly, is that Saba has been playing wingback, and it's not obviously playing to his best strengths, but he has been taking one for the team, and doing quite a job. I mean, once he got played further up, you saw his qualities. You saw him drag us up the pitch more, and yeah, I mean, he's had to play a defensive aspect, and he's did it admirably. And it really is, yeah. It's like Saba is doing every role that we've asked him to, and taking our biggest threat against Inter Miami, and yet we still did the business against them. Well, putting Saba further back, I mean, that in itself, like what a revelation. It's I think it's everyone on the team has bought in, and Rob Valentino is doing a Ted Lasso. It is.
I hate to use the comparison because of the campiness and the silliness and the non-seriousness of it, but I mean the emotive aspect to it, the ethos, it's coming through. That aspect is coming through.
The believe and then the FEA, yes, the comparisons, the parallels are all there. And it's also this. It's like, okay, would we say Rob Valentino is a master tactician? I mean, I wouldn't say yet, but I think he has found the way. And that's what's important.
That's the only thing that's important.
Yeah. Like, okay, throughout an entire season, I have higher expectations. But in cup competitions, hell, it really is. Like he's doing the job.
Yeah. Welcome to MLS Miami, by the way. I mean, here we are. This is what you get. Being so good during the regular season and then boom, crashing out first round. It's rough. Welcome to MLS. It happens to the best of them. Happened to us quite a few times going out in the first. Not that we had high expectations, not we were the most winningest team of all of the MLS history, but we crash out. We know what that's like. So you have cemented yourself as a true MLS team at this point.
Yeah.
I remember when LAFC did that too. They took their bruises too, but they're still out there trucking. So maybe we'll meet them in the MLS finals. So that's funny. That'd be interesting. Let me get back into the chat while we're waiting. Unless you have someone else to say.
Yeah, and I think that's what's the interesting thing is. Okay, yeah, we're looking ahead, but I don't think the squad is looking ahead. They have very much, in my mind, been playing one game at a time.
Yeah,
and that is super duper important when you're actually playing the game, to not get ahead of yourself.
I'm worried. I'm worried, AJ. I'm worried, AJ, right now because I feel like a win like this, like a series win like this, I feel like they might be looking at glitz and glam. I think they might be distracted at this point. I feel like they think, the moon is capable, right? Like they can reach anything at this point. And while that may be true, that could cloud their judgment going in. That may make them not look at every game that's in front of them. They might be looking past it, and that because a lot of the fans are too, because it is insanity that we beat Miami, that we even got this far, and then you're asking them to dial it back. Like that's hard to do. That's hard for even anyone's psychology, in my estimation, to do. So I wouldn't blame the players for letting that slip a bit. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of slippage there, and I hope that Rob can reel it in.
That's really what it comes down to, is that he has to let them know that, hey, it's back to 0. You don't. There's no table. There's nothing here. You don't have any wins against Orlando City in this competition. Like, it is 0-0 again. Like, that's what is the most important part here. You have to beat the team in front of you. That's it. Like, minute by minute, that's what you have to worry about. anything farther than that, you're thinking way too far ahead. You're not in the moment. And I think that's, what he has to translate, what he has to get this team to really get in their heads that, like, there is no tomorrow. There is nothing past the minute that you're playing right now. And you have to, like, blood, sweat, tears, every ounce of whatever effort that you have. Like, just leave it all on the pitch.
Yo, dude. In that chat, this chat is wild, bro. Dude, Donta stomping on the Messi fan. Dude, let's take it a little easy. Listen, they're bleeding tonight. They're licking the wounds, right? We don't want to rub too much salt in it. But
listen,
Donta's
they're
sitting
in
here.
our chat.
Yeah, that's true. They came looking for a fight. So here you are.
They came looking for it. Yeah. Like, it's not like we're like, okay, if you're an Atlanta United fan, don't go to like Inter Miami discussions and message boards or YouTubes and gloat or whatever. Like,
yeah. I mean, dude, this Messi fan right now, he's got like a profile picture of Messi in Miami gear. Guarantee you, after this fucking scathing thing, changes it to Barcelona Messi. Guaranteed. Anyway, Dante's saying, stop saying robbery. We, Atlanta United, conquered y'all fair and square, and now we moving on to the next round of MLS playoffs. I love it. He's got the smiley face with the sunglasses and the waves, just like, yeah, dude, enjoy your vacation in Miami, brother. Juan Carlos Gallo says, don't matter if they smoke us, we smoked y'all, talking about Orlando. And then the Messi fan saying, you guys are it's a robbery, you guys are robbers, you guys robbed us. It's just like, bro, hey man, your security ain't good enough is what I'm probably gonna say. I mean, hey, we pulled the Ocean's 11 on that ass, you just have no security. Alex Winbrick says, that Miami pack tastes so good. I inject your tears into my veins. Keep going, buddy. Juan Carlos says, please keep going. Loving all the tears. Jeffrey Barber, I think Atlanta will beat Orlando City. I hope so, brother. They are a rival, and I'm looking forward to beating them. Yes, sir. I mean, that's the optimism the fans are now having. Like, oh, I'm looking forward to playing them so we can beat them. Before, it was like, can we survive them? And now it's optimistic. Yesteryear, Atlanta says, rival with no trophies. Well, no, they do have a trophy. They won the Open Cup, so that's technically something they have, which we also have. So we're still one above them because we have more trophies. So we have actually multiple trophies above them. So there's gonna be a little bit more until they can start talking shit. Yesteryear, Atlanta says, we are sleeping giants slowly awakening. Pineda in the mud. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about Pineda right now. Let's just move on. Juan Carlos says, ain't better than Guzan. Nick in the ATL says, third goal, Glenn described it to a T. Brian Baird says, this all makes Pineda's coaching look much worse. I don't want to talk about Pineda tonight. Nick in the ATL says, the whistle didn't blow. We played and we put it in. Lex Zone 6 says, got that. Oh shit, dude, that's a tough comment, and I'm not sure I want to read. But essentially, we got that expletive Luis Suarez, the fuck up out of the playoffs, that bum ass. Christopher Wary says 0 minutes for Julian Gressle, the assist king. Yeah, it's interesting. Lexon 6 also says, imagine begging for calls when you got the most expensive roster of all time. Have some shame. Brian, hold with me, guys. I got 10 more comments and we can move on to the next thing. Brian Bear says, we have a yellow card accumulation suspension next game, right? Who was that? Was that Schleich? I do not know. Do we have a yellow card accumulation suspension?
Not sure.
I'm not sure if we do. Well, I think we have Jennifer piping in. I think she was in Miami. She went to the game, if I'm not mistaken.
In Fort Lauderdale, yeah.
That's me.
In Fort Lauderdale, that's right. Let me just change.
We are live from Fort Lauderdale, and I'm here with the amazing Amy, and y'all, we fucking did that. We fucking did that yesterday, today, whatever today is. I love y'all. I ain't scared of nobody left. Nobody left scares me. No. I'm telling you. No.
Yeah, dude.
To be alive. That's just oh my god, that was the most unreal, amazing thing to be a part of.
I've been on this ride since Montreal.
Yeah, she went to
Fucking
Montreal
amazing.
and match 1 here, so like
Love
she's
it.
seriously like the team good luck charm right now.
This is
So
amazing.
yeah, here we are. Yay!
Yes.
So you have to go to Orlando, right?
Oh, fuck you, Orlando.
Yeah, we're working on that. We're trying to discuss
Yeah.
how and if that's possible. Is this like an iPhone?
Yeah. Oh, we have
Amy,
to
I
plug
did
in 'cause
see
I'm on
you.
mobile
I did
network.
see you
Yeah,
in the
where's your
stands at the game,
You
in
can
the
see
away
it?
matches. You were pointed out on the Apple TV, so
Oh God. Okay.
cheers
hold
to
on.
you.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Okay, hold on. I think we're back now. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're experiencing some
Technical
differences.
Technical differences, yes, differences of
technical-
technical opinion.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Get in there.
There you
There
go,
it is.
perfect, nailed it.
Sorry.
No, you're
Sorry.
good. So, Jennifer, Amy, whoever wants to take lead, what was your opinion about this match? How did you find it? What was your highs and lows? Man, there's a lot of them, so let's get right into it.
So it was weird. I don't know if any of y'all have ever been to Chase Stadium or the Tinker Toy set that they pretend is a stadium. You can't see anything on the other end of the pitch. So I think when Sleesh scored, like we couldn't tell for almost an entire minute. Like for real, like we started yelling because we thought he did. But then we were worried they were gonna pull it back for something because Miami was just whining and rolling on the ground all over the place. And then they said no, it was a good goal, and like we could see everybody celebrating. And then we finally started. It was insane. Like you couldn't tell what was going on in there, and that is the deadest stadium in terms of atmosphere that I've ever been to, ever.
That's rough
Like-
for the GOAT.
I don't know if you guys can hear us, but seriously, we were
I did.
obnoxious.
I definitely heard you guys. There was a presence of whenever we won the ball, there was some cheers that were unequivocally ours. I could definitely tell. It wasn't super loud, but it was there. It was definitely present.
We were small, but
It's
my
about like 60 strong, I would guess.
not like
Maybe.
68,000 people showing up for not just one
Right.
player. We actually played the game where you count the kits that aren't Messi.
Oh, I went around like pre-match, and legitimately, guys, I think I looked at like 10,000 kits. Like I was just like eagle eyes, just looking, because when I came down here the first time, I told Jen, I was like, I don't know why they have a customization station, because literally did not see a single kit that wasn't Lionel Messi number 10.
But they
okay?
have separate merch stores that are just full of Lionel Messi.
Yeah,
number
dude.
10 things.
Amy,
Yeah.
I love that because one of my vlogs I did for the Newcastle game when Miggy came back to town, I did the same thing, looked at kits, and Messi was very prominent in all that. So that's hilarious that you are continuing the illustrious tradition of kit watching.
This is my entire running track, y'all, okay? So, first of all, non-Miami kids, one Di Maria, one Maradona, one Piatti, if you can believe it. There was one Miami Higuain. That is the only jersey I saw from, like, pre-fucking
Wow.
Messi days, okay? And it was signed, so I give that guy the only prop,
Higuain,
okay?
I mean, that's who you got to go with. If it's that's the only one I would have said you probably
Right?
would have done. Yeah.
Pre-Messi, right?
AJ's
There
like,
was one
I
kid
don't
that
know.
clearly
Who
had
would
his
you?
last name
Who
on
would you
his
have
kit.
gone with? Would you go with like he's going to Breck Shea or something?
I actually have a Mikey Ambrose Miami kid.
Yeah,
if you
Mikey
can believe
Ambrose,
it,
Brett
because,
Shea, yeah.
Like, why not?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, there was one kid with his last name. Some guy with some inside supporter joke of some sort, pretty clearly. A chick with a 16, but I couldn't see the name of the player. 2 Suarez, 1 number 30, 1 Taylor, and a Gutierrez. That was like it. And I mean, every single other kit was Messi. And I have to tell you, there were a ton of Atlanta United fans, and I saw every kit you can imagine, and
many
all the
different
names
names.
and everything else. And it was like everything that Ronald Hernandez said about our team being the star came to life
Makes sense.
in the stadium.
The other big thing that like jumped out at me too was the flying Norwegian.
Dude, the
What?
Viking man, he
Oh my
like freaking laid himself out. It was awesome.
Flew across the 18 like he was fucking Superman or Captain America, or pick your Norse superhero that's flying like
Thor?
this.
It was the defensive
Thor?
flying Dutchman, y'all. Like seriously, it was
Except he's
defensive.
Norse. Except he's Norse.
Exactly, the Viking. The
Yeah, the flying Viking. It was amazing.
Flying defensive Viking.
It was
Yeah, dude.
amazing. We got to hang out with Dax's family at the tailgate. Which
Dustin
was super cool.
McCarty is super
That's
cool, y'all.
awesome.
I forgot he played with the LA Galaxy.
I didn't know
he played. I think
soccer.
with Beckham or
He
something.
did, and Landon Donovan, and like won a cup.
Yeah, and he's really cool, y'all. Like,
Yeah.
very fun.
It runs deep in that family, man. They get the pedigree. The fact that we call Dax our little Busquets, and he just outshines Busquets when we played against him.
I knew we won this match when they subbed Alba off, because I felt like the whole thing really hinged on the battle between Saba and Jordi Alba, and whoever came out on top of that was going to be the one that was going to be the deciding factor, because they did. I actually think Alba did a really good, and they did a good job of kind of neutralizing Saba, but it opened up so much more space elsewhere. And when they had to pull Jordi Alba off because he just couldn't go anymore, and you could see.
Well, there was that lung busting run that he went up against Saba with. That crushed him. And I mean, it took everything he had to keep up with Saba there. And Saba's like, "Hey, bro, this is another Saturday for me. I'm ready to just keep running."
No, and then they brought Busquets in, and like you could tell it was desperation.
Yeah,
there was nothing else that they could do. Everything that they tried. Yeah,
but Rob's move to just go for it all with bringing in Zonde, like you could go defensively, and he's just like, "No, we're gonna be ourselves, man." FEA. And I have to tell you that probably two of the most memorable things that I'm going to remember, though. Number one, can we talk about Noah Cobb? He's one of our own.
He's one of our own.
Clearing that off the line when Goose found himself in no man's land.
Yeah, desperate defending.
Completely clutch, right? Yeah. Completely clutch.
That's the thing, like miracle runs are made out of. Like things like that. Guzan's giant paw. Sleesh's towering header. Messi-esque, one might say. And then Cobb's clearance, like these things are etched in stone at the training ground.
Again, Pedro again, right?
Pedro.
Mr. Consistency. Yeah, dude. It's
already
8 assists or something. Sorry.
Yeah, it's nuts.
And
I got a question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you guys a question because I had a lovely chat with Jason Longshore before the match. They had the whole SDH team out, like covering the tailgate. Was super cool. I kind of vote that Jay Fortune was the playoff and it has been the playoff MVP. The amount of defensive work that kid has done is unreal. But you could make a very strong argument for Pedro as well because, my God, where has that been all year? So I'm curious who you guys think is the current playoff MVP between those two. Because I don't know. I mean, like, everything else is such a team effort. Like,
Derek Williams could get an honorable mention on that.
Yeah, Derek Williams. I mean, I think it's Brad Guzan. I mean, it's just like what he's been able to do in this stretch run is incredible. Like, you wouldn't put any money on it.
No.
But it's just like he's just surprising you game after game with saves that you don't think are in his locker. Like him going down fast to his left, saving penalties. I mean, yeah, saving goals against Messi.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
stomping out the best player in the world. Like,
let's
go.
I think Josh Cohen taught Brad Guzan how to do penalty kicks. There's just not any other explanation.
I know, dude. It's where does it come from?
And all of a sudden, Brad Guzan. I have loved Goose from day one, but I used to make so much fun of him because, like, legitimately 40% of the time, Goose would not only not get the penalty, he would like freeze and fall on his ass, like backwards.
There has been zero falling on, like deer in headlights falling on ass this season. Like
right, and now he's like the second coming of like.
Just say it, Jesus Christ! Yeah. It's clearly Jesus.
Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking the guy, the Argentinian goalkeeper.
Who is this team? Like actually, like you know what? Ridiculous. I don't need to ask who is this team because I actually know who this team is, and this is the first time I felt like that in like since 2019.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. 5 years exactly.
They have an identity, and I love it.
Right. I mean, we are playing terrorist football. But it is something that, hey,
You need
it's
to do.
okay.
You need to do it.
It's we need to do it.
You need to
There is
embrace
no
being
other
the
way.
villain, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah, right. And hey, like I'm usually one for more playing beautiful football, but in cup competitions you can't do that. It's just.
I mean, that's how we won. That's how we won this series was gritty, never say die, and oh my God, they learned how to play to the whistle. They learned how to play through the whistle because Lord knows Rios didn't stop in match 2 when they blew the whistle. They kept going, right? And it was the same thing tonight too. They just kept going and going, and Miami's whining on the ground and begging for calls that don't exist. Oh my God, this ref.
Jennifer and Amy, I want to ask you about the push on Brad Guzan from Leo Campana and Suarez's playground schoolboy antics afterwards. What did you think of that?
Can we talk about the giant Messi dive with the somersault too?
Yeah, dude.
From our vantage,
himself.
He literally took it. Literally, I watched him. And
by the way, before I have to cut you off because I didn't answer your question earlier. I wanted to answer it. I want to say I think we should shout out a bit of Dax McCarty in terms of MLS playoff MVP too, because
ATL ho.
Like the guy is a miracle worker in the midfield for us. Like right now, he's doing an amazing. It's gone from boofing some things in the Open Cup against USL teams to actually standing up Messi in Miami. So
he was unbelievable. He was. I mean, you know what? I'll give Tristan a shout too because this was the best game I've seen from him all season.
Yeah, I was so afraid when they gave him the start because I was like, this is not it. This is not it. Like last time we played him earlier in the season, he's the guy who locked Messi up actually, and I had the confidence that it's there. It's just over the consistency over the season, he's lost it, and I was like, is this the game he wins it back? And he kind of did. So
Can we also give a little bit of flowers to Marenchuk? I know he's been a little up and down.
I mean,
but last game he has a key pass to Zonde, and he's like inches from a worldie that Calendar gets with his tips.
Yeah.
And then tonight he gets another pinpoint perfect pass to TRA.
That was amazing.
Play him in. And there are things that happen to drive you nuts.
Here's the thing. I'll stop you there, Amy, because I want to say, and I think this is important to point out for reference, is that I fully expect this of Maranchuk every single game. I expect this extremely high level of play, and if he's not doing it, he's falling below standards because we're paying for high standards. So I want to see that, and if he's just not and for me, he just hasn't done that every game. So that's why I'm like a little bit more critical of him over the playoffs in total. He's been good as an MLS player, a TAM player too, extraordinary. But as a DP and our highest paid player, like the guy who's everything's supposed to work, from, it's been par. I'm not gonna give him flowers in that he's going above and beyond, but he's done par to me, and I think you need at least that for everyone else to cook, and they absolutely have been.
So I said this on 5 Takes this week, and I'm going to say it again because I think with him, it's really a matter of time. Look at the game that Bartosz Slisz had tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is not the same Bartosz Slisz that we were talking about in April or May, and wondering what the heck this guy was going to bring, like from all the video and everything, and where that angry punch was, where that willingness to step up and move forward was. And I think for Bartosz, and he said as much in pre-match interviews leading up to the second match, that the adjustment to MLS from the European League was really, really challenging. And I think with a player of Maranchuk's skill, it's the same thing. It's a whole different style of play. It's not cerebral at all. It's not 3D chess. It's gritty and it's physical. That's what it took tonight. We undid the finesse and the style points and whatever with heart and grit and some really physical play where we weren't just rolling around on the ground, with the notable exception of TRA.
TRA always does that. He always does that.
I know. But I think with Maranchuk...
Hey, one of these days, TRA's going to get that call. One of these days.
And I think he just needed a break at sometimes because, he was running his pants off, and it was... very much, like, he he left it all out there, and it was, I mean, it is, I think, a stark difference right now, unfortunately, when Daniel Rios comes in. It's not, the
energy level just kind of drops, and I really see it more as stability, calm it down, close the match out. If we're behind if we're behind a goal, he's not the guy I want to call. I'd rather have Tiare in that role right now, because I think Tiare is the hungry chaos creator. And look, we're a team that is thriving on chaos right now. We literally just set all of MLS on chaos mode.
Listen, and we're not the only ones. In the East, the highest seed left is Orlando. They're the only highest seed that advanced. That's chaos, man. That's a lot of Davids taking down Goliath.
I mean, it's fun.
And I love it.
It's
and
fun.
TRA suddenly learned to dribble tonight. I was as shocked as anybody. I love the guy. Do not get me wrong. But he's, you play the ball in, and then he's a 1-2 touch finish. He's not normally the guy that you're looking to put together some passes or some dribbles and stuff, and he was feeling it tonight a little bit.
Was Zonde Mega guy? Yeah.
No. Tiare Meg the guy.
Oh, did he?
Tonight.
I definitely know.
Did.
Zonde did a nice Meg too.
Oh, he did. Yeah, and he got past Boosie, and it was. I mean, he earned that yellow for him, and it was. That's what you needed to relieve pressure. And I think that's where I said this at the top of the show, and it's been some time now. But it's something that I want to see us do better. Is really make sure that we see out matches in the best way possible, and not in this kind of lack of composure, which we did have those moments. And Ronaldo Hernandez almost putting Guz under the cosh. There were moments where we should have just ran to the corner, but instead we're trying to score, or we're trying to do too much with it. And I mean, I think there are the moments that yes, you do if the counter is on, play the ball and try to score. It's just unfortunate that Rios, his ball striking is just not there. But it is in future matches I want to see that better. But go ahead.
No, I'm just still glowing and fabulous and all the things. I can't believe that we came down here and we did this. I still I'm in shock. I literally I feel like I walked from the stadium after a 30-minute post-match hold, and I was just in a daze. Mm-hmm. I still can't even process that we did this massive upset, and I feel the need to point out that this is match number 3. Okay, we won this match by scoring 3 goals. 3 goals. And you know who else wore number 3? That's our bud Macaroni Tony. And you know that Tony was here tonight. He was there. He had a hand in it. Yeah. And
because we really did. We kind of mentioned it a little, maybe an hour ago, that it felt like Angels of the Outfield a little bit. It felt like there was some sort of supernatural, spiritual kind of willing us over the finish line type of thing that was happening. And I mean, I think you guys might be right. It's just incredible what was happening there.
Just before the game, there was this very brief, kind of perfect light rain shower.
While we were playing Lizzo.
While we were playing some Lizzo, and it felt like that whole when it rains, we rain. It felt like a sign, and it just sprinkled for maybe 3 minutes. I mean, seriously, that's not just me. It was so brief, and then not again. But it made the weather perfect, and beautiful. it was just amazing. And I have to say, all the games have been super fun. It was really crazy to be one of the lunatics up in Montreal, but this was far and away This is fun. This is up there for me with winning the cup. This is up there for me with the first leg of the Eastern Conference Finals in 2018. This is a top 3 all time Atlanta United moment. I think saying anything less about the magnitude of what we accomplished tonight. I think it's literally the only game ahead of this for me is the Red Bulls match, and that's only because I carried the Golden Spike. So for me personally, that was the pinnacle. You get to carry the spike and 3-0 and Tito and all the like crazy. But like this is really challenging it. And I mean, even compared to MLS Cup, because this just felt like so unlikely. And it was like all of us were sort of like, you can't talk about Bruno. Like we can't say anything, all week. But we were all feeling like, I think we could actually do this.
MLS Cup was different because I think MLS Cup, it was when you look back on it, I think, we were all kind of nervous for the first half. I was not nervous for the second half. It was more of a celebration and a coronation. Like we were the team of destiny. It was going to happen. We have no idea week in, week out what we're getting with this club. So, it's interesting because I think I've said in the Discord that, like, you need that kind of chemistry click, and that's that intangible thing that's what the great teams have. And I feel like all of a sudden, like really in the last month, we have found that somehow.
It's confidence, baby. It's confidence.
Zombie Atlanta.
Yeah, dude. I hate to like continue the Seattle comparisons, but I mean, it is what it is. All right, guys. So I'm gonna hit you with this meme. I'm gonna throw it up on the screen real quick. It's gonna cover my screen because I need to run to the bathroom. You guys keep talking for a second, but yeah, the chat is gonna see this meme that Atlanta United posted tonight. It's fantastic. It's the Beckham and his wife meme. Oh my goodness!
Brilliant.
Let's go, cook, admin, cook.
4-1-1.
All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, it's really that. I mean, it's like we're going against soccer gods, football gods here. I mean. Like, David Beckham owns the team. Messi is on this team. You have Luis Suarez, one of the best strikers to have played the game. And, yeah, I mean, we've done the business. And, yeah, I mean, obviously,
I was confused. We never saw the entire time was Julian Gressle.
I'm not confused by that at all.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like, what do you have to lose? Like, the first two, it didn't, like, sort out. And Gressle has usually kind of had our number.
No, he hasn't.
From time to time.
No, he hasn't.
I think so.
I'm going to completely disagree with you.
All right.
I'm going to
rewind
you. I'm going to rewind you to when he got fucking benched against Colombia.
I do remember that, but that was the crew, not the Miami team. I think he gives.
Julian Gressle is a huge defensive liability. And Tata knew it. And Tata wasn't going to risk it. And I said as much earlier today that I didn't think Gressle's number would be the one that I would call, and I am not surprised he did not get the call because, again, the speed that we have in the wings, and then late in the game with the Jande sub, that would, oh my God, he would have eaten Gressle for breakfast. And that's what we did against the crew last year, and I don't think anybody's forgotten about it. And this is not a knock on Gressle. I think Gressle's a great player, and I love the guy, heart of gold.
I can concede when I've been beaten.
I think it's this. If Messi wasn't playing, he'd be playing right wing because there is that ability for him to be able to find his man early with the ball over the top to the near post, the back post. Like he's incredible with the ball at his feet, but it's like we're saying everything else in his game that there's a question mark. As much as we all love Julian Gressle, that's kind of been his thing is. Where do you play him? You have to kind of craft an entire formation just to fit him in. And but it was a question that we had earlier in the show is like, Gressle, like it's weird that he didn't see any minutes. But I mean, it is that. It's like, okay, I mean, do you force Messi to play a little bit more centrally where he might be crowded out, which he was? I mean, he was able to get that goal finally against Brad Guzan, this year. But it's this. It's like, Messi, like he did everything he could. It was clear, like it is. They have all the talent in the world, but you know what? What do you guys surmise was the deciding factor for us to advance?
Heart and defense. Heart and defense, because defense wins championships, and a little bit of luck, because we definitely There were definitely some things that have broken our way. And you know what? I will take all these shitty ass luck that we had at the beginning of this season for the way having all the good luck right now feels. I don't think it was luck, but I don't think it's luck dependent. I think they threw all that talent at us, and we somehow found the extra steps to get in front of those balls. If I have to sum this match up in a nutshell, that's how I'm going to do it, because that's what I saw, is this frenzy of balls flying at my face, and my doctor told me I'm not allowed to do anything where balls fly at my face. Right? From Clueless?
What are we talking about?
From Clueless.
I think what Jen's saying
You
is
see a new doctor.
tell guys are just throwing themselves in front of everything.
Very talented, these were great balls. Lots of movement, lots of curve, hit really hard, from all over the pitch. And every single time there was a United defender in front of it. Every fucking time. And Miami didn't have an answer for that.
Yeah, dude. The heads that deflected from the wall. All the Messi shots. Let's give a round of applause to those sacrifices.
Was trying to get a call for them to that it was a handball. And it's you hit it from point blank.
Yeah.
At his
what do you mean? Dude, Suarez was a joke tonight. I'm not gonna lie. It was a straight up joke.
Yeah.
As a world renowned player, you're making yourself look like a joke in your twilight years.
He was seriously a whiny baby tonight. And
that's just who he is.
Yeah. It really was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
Look, if I was a Miami stan, I would be completely embarrassed right now with the way my team showed up and performed.
But Jen, you might show up in our chat tonight, and then you might get trashed. You might, ask for the bull, and you might get the horns tonight. That's what happens when you show up like that. You pull up like that.
They can bring it because we've shown nothing to them but adaptability and a willingness to change and a willingness to go to the fucking mattresses. And they put all their eggs in 4 baskets, and then when 2 of those baskets don't work out, they were completely fucked. Yeah. And we took Messi down at his best. That was the best expression that you're going to see more than once. That's the best expression that you're going to see of Messi in this league. And he was brilliant tonight. His dribbles, his passes, the seams that he finds. He is an unbelievably, incredibly talented. There's just nothing like watching him.
And you can't dislike him.
No.
Messi's not a guy that you dislike.
Yeah, we're not hating on Messi here.
No, not at all.
No, and I think that's what makes it even more special because, you got past a guy that you really respect, that you really appreciate, and you're like, holy shit, this is special.
And he rolled for 90 plus all 3 matches.
Yeah,
all right, Jennifer and Amy, I'm going to ask you guys final thoughts because we're going to move on to our next guest. Please give us those final thoughts about these matches, or this match rather.
You can go first, Amy.
I just am grateful that I was there to experience it because it's been a hell of a roller coaster of a ride. I'm so excited for this team. I'm so happy for Brad fucking the motherfucking wall Guzan, and I'm glad that Dax is going to have to stay away from his family for another game. So
nice.
And maybe another year if we win MLS Cup.
I'm just saying, maybe.
How do you not go out on that? How do you not go out on
that?
Win, he wants the Champions League. That's what he wants.
Right. I mean, he said this. So it's, it's on him.
Homie's just trying to retire. We're not letting him.
Yeah.
We're not letting him. We're locking him up.
No, we're sticking around. Sorry, Dax.
Yeah.
Not this time.
All right, Jen, what's your final?
For me, I got 3 letters for you. FEA.
Hell yeah, sister. Appreciate it.
FEA. Thanks, y'all.
Yeah.
Later, ladies.
Take care. Have fun in Miami, however long you're staying there, or at Fort Lauderdale, technically.
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
This is not Miami.
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale's nicer, actually, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. So, all right, have fun, guys.
Bye, y'all.
See ya.
Yeah.
All right, we have 2 more guests. I know it's late. You guys are staying late with us.
4-hour stream, guys. I don't know.
Dude, this is a historic night. We're doing historic things. Understand, AJ. All right, let me get that in, and then I have some comments to catch up on. I promise you guys. Let's get to it. Speedrun. Here we go. Lex says, we had less than 10% to make the playoffs on decision day, and we Mickey'd our way into the MLS, and MLS is paying for it. Alan Alvarado says, Robert Valentino, former assistant coach of Tata Martino, student beat the teacher he learned from him. Octavio Minguara, if we can beat Miami, we can beat anybody. Jack Diggins says, I felt sick for the last 10 minutes, no joke. No, 100%, bro. Killed me. Leg Zone 6, Lionel Messi, Parker Hess, Uncle Jesse, it doesn't matter. Atlanta in 3. Christopher Wary says, the East was very deep going into this season on paper. They 100% were. Nick in the ATL 2018 all over again.
Well,
big difference.
That's what shows.
Yeah.
That's what shows how deep it is that pretty much no team that, besides Orlando, survived the lower seeded team.
Yeah. Eddie Colonna says, Valentino! I could not accept Valentino not getting the job. Zachary Collette says, Miami sucks. I mean, they're not bad. I mean, don't ever denigrate your opponent because it takes away from your victory. Just say, they are literally amazing, and then, we still beat them. So Alvin,
they're the team. They're the best in MLS history, and we beat them.
Yep, and we beat them. Alan Alvaro says, Pineda had a good team. Valentino just uses the team well and sold players. He made a team play football. In just 100, build the statue for Guzan. Zachary Collette says, Guzan deserves a trophy or something for his performance. I don't know if they have the goalkeeper of the year. I mean, I think, hell, right, Guzan? Come on. Alvin Alvaro says, Guzan is playing amazing. Imagine beating like Loris or whatever his name is from LAFC. That's hilarious. That's hilarious to me. T. Brian says, Valentino should be considered for MLS Coach of the Year. Matt Haney says, it does feel like ATL had unique advantages with Rob's knowledge of Tata and a team built to run versus a team that isn't. But also, Tata should know he taught Rob, and those Miami players should be better. Nick in the ATL says, but ATL has been gone since 2018, and a lot has happened between then and now. Matt Haney says, 100% agree with the mentality and culture Rob has created, and it has been amazing. The ATL guy says, Rob Valentino has picked up the pieces and gorilla glued this thing together some way, somehow. Christopher Wary, shit, my comments got fucking sidetracked. Okay, here we go. Christopher Wary says, I wonder if Gressle will return next year since Miami never turned it up a notch like most thought that they would. Lexzone 6 says, Miami only had 6 losses this year. 3 of those losses were to Atlanta. We own them. Eddie Colonna says, Valentino. Shannon Sharp says, guys, the summer sales is the reason Atlanta United is here. It's about the collective and not the individual. ATL guy says, Miami has suffered from the same fate as PSG. Nick in the ATL says, team just announced Sunday, the 3:30 p.m. It's not 3:33, 3:30 p.m. ET kickoff.
He was very, very specific.
Nick says Turner time. The ATL says, Dax McCarty equals Jeff Laurentowicz. Kevin B says, we're almost caught up, guys. Just give me 1 second. Nile, I know you're waiting in the green room. I appreciate you back in the HQ, Atlanta United Fan TV HQ. I know you're waiting in the green room. I hope you're enjoying the snacks and the water bottles that AJ has provided. Hopefully they're there. It's possible he forgot to put them there. I told him to stock the room. But, he's had a lot going on lately. Anyway, Kevin B says, I thought Noah Cobb was excellent for the short time he was on the field. Alan Alvarado, Atlanta is playing like a team finally. Nick in the ATL says, you want to talk smack? You have at it for you. Eric Nijedli says, sure, someone said it already, but AJ, shave your head live. I don't know if someone has already said that, but you might be the first, Eric, and so, the fans, they're clamoring for you to shave your head live. I'm not making that up. Christopher, I don't know why. He's got nice hair. That's weird to say that. But, I mean, I'm sure he looks fantastic bald, too.
I said this on the show, I think, that if we win MLS Cup, that I will buzz my hair.
Ooh, so. We're 3 games away. Jose Martinez posted himself in the stands on IG with Guzan pointing towards him after the game. Ooh, interesting. Alvin Alvarado, Messi would forever remember the name Atlanta United, And Lexon6 says, luck doesn't exist just anywhere. It only comes to those who put themselves in its path. That's the Blue Lock Soccer Anime. I know, I knew fucking watches that show religiously. He wasn't the one who posted that quote, but that's something I actually kind of like. I like that quote. Makes sense to me. All right, so now we are joined with Dude, I posted a meme earlier. I threw that Guzan meme up. Have you guys seen that Guzan meme yet? I don't. Nile, did you see it? I'm gonna throw it in the. You guys gotta see
I've been locked on this screen for 4 hours. Look, guys,
listen.
So very, very important here. We are doing this for you guys here. We are dead tired, but throw a like. Super chat us. We are here for you, so don't be a freeloader. Get in there. Let us know that you appreciate it.
Yeah, and so I hit you guys in the Discord with the meme. It's hilarious. It's the guy posing next to the tombstone, throwing up the deuces.
Yes.
With Brad Guzan's face over it, and Inter Miami on the tombstone. Ooh, the admin is cooking.
Yeah, the levels of petty tonight, I'm for it. If I could be posting right now, man, I'd be going to town.
Check out, wait for it. Just wait for when he gets it. When he gets on that social media grind, it's gonna be wild what AJ cooks out later. It's gonna be crazy. Let me just get Nile squared up because he's coming on the show next. 1 second.
Yeah, what it must be like to be like in that social media room right now. Probably the bus, probably maybe on the plane now at this point.
Yeah,
probably the plane because it's 4 hours later. So, but yeah, and they're just like, yo, what about this one?
Buzzing,
right?
Yo, dude. They're killing it, bro. They're killing it. Nile, welcome. Yeah. What are your feelings? How are you feeling right now? I know it's been a bit of a cooling off period because it's been some time, but are you still like elated? Are you still in disbelief? Tell me, break it down. Where are you at right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still elated. I felt that I think this team had a good chance of beating Miami despite, a lot of the surprise from pundits from the league and things like that, but definitely elated. It was definitely going to be hard, but at the end of the day we ended up doing it. It's just been a crazy playoff run, so that's pretty much how the season's been going.
I gotta ask you a question, Nile, though. Is this just any crazy playoff run, or is this something special? I mean, people have started talking about how this is the most underdog run in MLS history. Is that what it is to you?
I would say it's pretty special. I mean, if you think about it, like when Rob Valentino took over this team, like Atlanta was in ninth or they were down low in the.
Yeah, I think they were worse. Yeah,
they were worse. They were towards the bottom of the East. But since he's picked them up, at decision day they had a 10% chance of making the playoffs. They ended up getting to the playoffs. They won in Orlando. They won against Montreal, and now they've won against Miami when so many people counted them out. And plus, you have to take into account that they're playing with just one DP because they sold Almada and Gigi. So yeah, I would say it's been a very, I think, special playoff run. I think the main thing is that just Rob and the coaching staff have really, I think, had this team run through a wall for them. So I think that just speaks to the work that Rob and the staff have done. I mean, you can just see it when the players talk about Rob and the way they're playing. They're playing with confidence. They're playing like they're a team, which is something that I think you guys were kind of talking about earlier on in the stream. So yeah.
Absolutely. Can you talk a little bit about some of the reffing? That was a controversial thing tonight. How about the shove to Guzan and the extracurriculars that ensued afterwards?
Yeah, I thought the shove to Guzan was childish, honestly. It's a stupid shove. Like, I get it. Like, the emotions are high. You want to get the ball back. But Campana, like, of course, like, you know, he's had similar antics with us before. I think I remember. I think it was an earlier match we played against them, and Guzan was like gonna keep holding onto the ball, and Campana was like, "No, give me it." So yeah, it was a. I think
those types of things happen. But
yeah,
what he did, I've never seen before. And the fact that that wasn't carded is a complete disgrace. I think he's probably going to be fined, you know, behind closed doors. But, like, that's not enough. You have to, like, if my kids are watching this game, I don't want them to learn this lesson. That this is what you do when you're frustrated. That's fucked up, in my opinion. I'm sorry. That's just not good parenting, and that's not good soccer.
Yeah, I mean, Campana got away with him there, and also the ref was right there when the whole scenario happened. Like, he was right near the play as well. So the fact that he didn't really call anything, I think says a lot. I think that the referee in general was poor tonight. There were many times where Atlanta was fouled by Miami, and when, you know, Miami would kind of fall to the ground, but yet the referee would kind of play to Miami's advantage a bit, which, you know, it like showing, like they gave Atlanta, for example, more cards than Miami, when Miami should have gotten some cards as well. I think there was once like a foul on Tiare, and there was no foul given for it. But then I think one of the Atlanta players made a foul, and then all of a sudden, it was Amador, I think, and then Amador got a yellow for it.
I was going to ask about the Amador foul, and then I was going to ask about well, I mean, Amador grabbed him, but the guy also grabbed him too. They grabbed each other, and then, as AJ pointed out, but that's the thing. Amador put himself in that situation in order for it to happen, and a smart player will allow that to happen. So it did. And then conversely, on the other end, the other yellow card or the other foul that I thought was interesting was the one on Messi. That was Rios barely touches him, and he falls down. And I'm like,
it's
really?
His trailing leg that wasn't really even part of the play, really. And I mean, it's this. Like, Rios did make contact with his foot, so there is that, but it wasn't really even, like, it was
took his little toe. You give it a little tiny baby kiss, tiny baby kiss.
Like, it's not as much. I don't have as much umbrage, you know, for it's. Like, it's that Amador one, because, I mean, it's just, he put himself in the position in that area. Like, if you foul there, it is a yellow. But it just, for me, it just was not enough.
Because it's like you have to look at it within the context of the match, right? It's like there's a lot of, like, weird calls that are going on that weren't called for similar things, and you're just, like, sitting there going, that one though, like. Ooh, brother, really? Ooh, like, you know, I mean, listen, like, Pedro Amador is a sterling young man. Like, he is doing amazing things and has never, like, done anything that deserves really cards or admonishment at all. But then, out of nowhere, this comes up, and you have to go, is it Pedro who's the problem, or is it the ref?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like if in a microcosm of, like, what happened there, it looks like a cynical foul.
Yeah, in a vacuum.
But it's just, in a vacuum. And it's just not, it's late. It's 1:17 right now, guys. Like, again, I echo, if you're watching right now and you haven't hit the like button and you haven't hit the share button, don't be a freeloader.
What are you doing? Like, listen, boys, strap in. We still got another gas after this. We're going late because this is a historic night, so we're doing historic things.
This is Atlanta Fan TV After Dark. This is we're into the wee hours
time,
of the morning,
extra time. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Nile. So, if you want to expound a little bit more on any of those calls / non-calls, or if you want to go to another topic, perfectly fine.
I think just to conclude on the referee, because really I don't think he was that much of a important factor. I mean, Atlanta won the game, so, like, for me it's like not much to really worry about. But apart from, like, I think just the referee, I think maybe got a bit too caught up with the moment of the game. It was a big game, and I think the referee made some very questionable calls, but thankfully those calls didn't come back to bite
Thank
come back to
goodness
bite
there
us,
wasn't a
man.
penalty kick in this game. Holy hell, if
Yeah,
there was a
thank
penalty
goodness,
kick in this
yeah.
game.
Yeah, that would have been walls off. Yeah, that would have been bad. But
Because-
thankfully, it was not.
Right, because I mean, there were shouts for them, sure, that they were saying, but we also had some shouts too.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think I prefer games that aren't
Yes.
borderline penalty calls.
Yes.
Like those-
Yeah, like
yeah.
Nile has expressed that like every time he comes on here, he has said that opinion, and I completely agree with that. Like games that are decided by referees, essentially subjective calls or what have you, is just not a fun game to watch.
It's not fun.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like predictable.
So Jennifer, last guest on here, talked about an interesting question, and that was, who is your man of the playoffs so far? Who do you think is the MVP of the playoffs so far? It's an interesting question. There's a couple of interesting shouts. I'll even let you do top 3 if you want to go with that, because damn, man, if we ain't just filthy rich with excellent players right now that are stepping up.
Let's go with 1. It's 120 right now. Let's go with
Strap
1.
in. I need you to lock in, AJ. Eyes right here. Lock in. All right.
I think for 1, you have to start with Brad. I mean, I think Atlanta would not be where they are in the playoffs without him. I mean, like just him in this series against Miami, like holy shit, man! Like just like the saves he made today. Like there was one where I think one of the Miami players made a header, and how Guzan kept that out ball
The
from
paw.
out of the net, and
Yeah,
Suarez
Jordi
was
Alba.
right there.
Yeah.
Suarez thought like it was gonna go in. Like otherwise he would have like done something
Yeah,
with
it
it.
fell
probably,
to
but
Suarez's feet,
yeah.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
in any other universe, that's an instant goal, and it's just
Yeah.
like the gods are shining down favorably upon us tonight.
Right, yeah. But I would say Guzan by far. For
By
number
far.
one.
Oh, so easy. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. AJ, have any more questions for our esteemed guest tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think I asked this earlier. Rob Valentino. So, what is it for you for him to become the permanent head coach? What factors into it being such the case?
I mean, first of all, like whether people like it or not, there's gonna be conversations about this, right? I mean, he's taken Atlanta this far into the playoffs with the resources that they have currently. I mean, no question about it. That's a conversation. We all know that, Garth Lagerwey has had experience with interim managers before. Like, think about Brian Schmetzer, for example, with Seattle. He led Seattle to MLS Cup. So, I would say one of the characteristics that I think would stand out to me is just like how the players feel about him. And I think it's very clear that the players really like Rob, and they, like, for example, Ronald Hernandez, I think in a press conference was talking about, how Rob, he talks about not just soccer with them, but like sort of about life and just
Bro,
sort of those.
Nile, it drives me fucking nuts, dude.
What?
Why? No, not what you said, but like, why? Because like that was supposed to be Pineda's bread and butter, and Rob was there too the whole time. So like, how when you might, it's like addition by subtraction. Like, how are you now getting more out of less? It just boggles my mind a little bit that maybe Pineda had to step out for him to emerge from the shadow to really full-fledged become like the voice, the spirit, the guiding, whatever for the team. Like, I don't know, man. I just, like, because a lot of people are saying, like, yeah, well, he was also part of the horrible runs Atlanta United has had over the last several years. So it's like, what about it now,
I mean, he was, but I think, he's a different character than Pineda, though. Like, Rob is definitely more of an assertive type of guy. Like, he's definitely, like, for sure, the players like him, but also he's a no-nonsense manager. I mean, he's made tough decisions, example, like having to leave players out that weren't playing well, for example, Muyumba or Silva. Like, those are not easy decisions.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of how he differs from Pineda. Like, also just the idea of being okay with not playing possessive football. Like, that's something that Rob has kind of ingrained into this team. Like, hey, it's okay to play without the ball sometimes. Like, it's not possible to be constantly playing possession football, right? So I would say those things are how he's different. Like he's not 100% similar to Pineda. I think that's something that people have to keep in mind. Just because he was part of Pineda's coaching staff doesn't mean that he's going to be exactly the same. He's an assistant coach, so obviously he's not going to have as much of a public persona about him at that point. But now that he's the head coach, he does. So
yeah, fair point.
100%. Yeah. It's I agree with you completely, because it's that. It's like an assistant coach is going to still defer to a head coach and what they're going to do. Otherwise, you're not a good assistant coach, because if you're going to, like, yes, you do want to have people that have a mind of their own, are going to speak up when they feel strongly about something.
So wait, AJ, let me stop you. So you're saying, you're telling me that when Pineda has lost, like, what was it, like almost 10 in a row, or like 5 in a row at home, and Rob goes, hey, maybe we don't play possession football, maybe we try something else. Pineda's like, listen, second coach, I'm not gonna listen to you. No, I'm gonna play against Charlotte and lose, and then I'm gonna get fired. That's what you're telling me? That he's just like,
yeah, 100% what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. So yeah, obviously it's this. Pineda, he is a stubborn guy as well, and he drove his ethos into the ground. Unfortunately, it was not something that obviously yielded the results and yielded fruit, and that's where Valentino differs, is that he realized, and he's been here for those moments where, like Atlanta United and our fans enjoy and are the loudest in these moments when we're playing with verticality, when we're being direct, and when we play swashbuckling football that excites fans. But do we also need to, impose ourselves in games, win a lot of games during the regular season? Yes. You're not going to win a lot of fans by playing this way in a regular season. Like, it's been obvious.
Yeah.
Like, that can't happen. But in different competitions, you have to be pragmatic, and that's really where Valentino has shined, where Pineda wasn't really able to shine in any facet, besides in any competition rather. He shined in the aspects of being able to, I think, convey a good personality to the media,
and player coach.
He was a good ambassador for the club in some senses. Never really said anything incendiary where it made Atlanta United look bad, but at the end of the day, it's a results-driven business, and you gotta produce, and that's the real difference here.
Yeah,
but,
it's fun that I'm reminded of when we had Stephen Glass as an interim manager, and how brutally honest he was with the fan base and the pressers. Like, that was. And then, briefly when Frank de Boer came on originally, brutally honest, Dutch uncle, obviously, as the expression goes. It was... brutally honest. I mean, I appreciate the honesty, and let's talk about what things are. Let's talk about how we need to rebuild, because let's not start with everything's great, and then obviously it's not, as AJ likes to say, don't piss on my head and say it's raining, right? So... that I prefer that not to happen, and I mean, I'm not accusing Pineda of really doing that much, but it just I want to move away from that culture, because it's been here for a long time.
Yep. Now, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I mean, it's a good win. I think, kind of going back to the conversation about like what would
Nile, good win or greatest win?
I would say that's hard, right?
Top 3 win?
I would say maybe top 5. I don't know if I'd do top 3.
Ooh, really? What's your top 3?
I mean, okay, MLS Cup, that's number 1 for me. I would say Gold Cup after that. Campeones Cup, 3rd. 4th, actually, maybe I'll put the Miami one at 4th. I think I'll do that. Yeah.
I would go MLS. Not that you asked me. I would say MLS Cup. I would say, ooh, this ties for Campeones Cup and this one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and then Open Cup after that, I think.
Yeah, that's probably the Mio.
Yeah, because I mean, dude, Campeones Cup was fucking wild. Like,
that was crazy.
Humbling America, and just the way we did it with the swagger like that.
The Jeff Lorena was like banger.
The howitzer, the ginger howitzer, dude, that was legendary. I can't. That's fun. Hard to beat that. So I don't know. I'm putting this around Campeones, this number, like tied for number 2 almost.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think you guys are ranking, trophy.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Versus maybe as well.
Well, you're not, because this is a trophy win. I already told you this is a trophy win. I know you don't want to agree with me, but it is to me.
I think it's this though.
I'm gonna make the trophy and send it to the office and put it up. I'm telling you.
I mean, yeah, you already called it a trophy. Yes, this is true, but the aspects of it is that there are vibes that I think can be attached to wins as well. That you guys were are saying that, but it is with the guest before, Jenny, and I forget her name
Amy?
already. I'm so sorry. It's
pretty sure
Amy. Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Super late.
Yeah, it's 1:30. You can't be blamed about that.
Yeah, but essentially, they also mentioned that Eastern Conference win.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
that's a trophy.
It is a trophy, but it is like that. It's not like a major trophy, but that win
that was
is one of those people got emotional. Like, people were crying in the stadium because it was just it's not like David versus Goliath, but it is a we have no chance normally, but somehow we were able to pull this out and shut them out and win at home. It's like it's excising the boogeyman is kind of that feeling. And it's I think we're right. It's in the top 5. I don't know if it's 4 for me, but we don't all have to agree. But I think that's where I'm noticing you guys we're
it's funny. It's like the boss of the company is like, you don't all have to agree with me, but you will be fired if you don't. I'm just saying.
I mean, no, I am no dictator, obviously, and boss of the company, interesting. But yeah,
Nile, I can't guarantee your cubicle will be there for you Monday morning, but just double check, call ahead before you make the commute. Is all I'm saying.
Listen. The cubicle doesn't even have to be there. There doesn't even have to be a desk.
Wow, that's a little cynical. I don't know. I'd call ahead if I were you.
Yeah, it's
check with HR. I think Marc is doing HR.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah, he'd be good at it, I think. but anyway, now we did ask final thoughts already, right? And I guess just part us with a few words and
touching words.
FEAL.
Yeah, dude, let's go.
Fuck them all, y'all.
Hell yeah, dude. Let loose. That's right.
Yeah, let's fucking go. All right,
dude.
Later, guys.
Yeah, appreciate you, Nile, as always. Take care. Have a good night, bud.
Peace, guys.
See ya. All right, we're going to have our last guest come on, and we will finish up for tonight. Let me read some of these comments. Appreciate you guys. We're up to, I said down to, up to, we were at almost like around 50 concurrent viewers at one point. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. We're down to 30 now, and it's 1:33. You guys are savage maniacs here for Atlanta United content, and hopefully we are giving you what you have ordered. So let's
Obviously,
look at
it's you know, the adrenaline is still running, and you guys can't sleep. And I'm trying to sleep, but
yeah, right.
It ain't happening.
Justin Florina says Pineda didn't own the room. He also says it's always felt like possession football worked with the players they had didn't work with the players that he had on the field for Pineda. The ATL guy says Valentino to me has it. His message has gotten through to the players, and Rob just seems like that kind of guy who isn't afraid, loves the grind, and loves the dirty work. The mentality has imparted itself onto the team. Pineda is just the same as Berhalter. He will play the same way no matter what because they have no idea of what soccer should be. Yeah, I mean, I've made that comparison. I have been guilty of making that comparison before, Pineda to Berhalter, watching both teams play. Alan Alvarado says he knows he got a team who beat the best team in MLS, and he is a motivator in soccer. You need that, not just to play with tactics. Justin Florini also says this win has to be top 3, but we still need to win the cup to round out a pretty bad regular season. Yeah, I agree. It needs to flush out the bad taste in the mouth of the regular season. All right, so we are joined now with Connor. Connor, how you doing?
Howdy.
Welcome to the stream. I'm sure you're related. Likewise. How are you doing? Tell us about it. Take us through the emotions, the big ups and downs of the game, and summarize it all very concisely and within 1 or 2 sentences. It's like a college type of task. You know, you're in college right now, so you know you're familiar with it. So yeah, we'll be grading on a curve too. So go ahead.
Oh, I need that. That's good. That's good. I like curves. Oof, man. It started off pretty. I was high. Then I got bumped down off the goal. And then I was looking. I wasn't even paying attention to the game. I was looking at something online, and I heard the commentators just say something, and I flipped back, and I see Jamal going through on goal, and I was like, okay, there we go, one back, and then I go online again for something. I think I was looking at what someone was putting in the Discord, and then I hear Jamal goes through again, and he just absolutely thunderbolts into the back of the net, and I was like, we got this. We're doing it. We're gonna do it. And I was just, oh man.
Yeah, that sells it. That sold it, dude, to me. Like, I'm like, dude, those 2 thunderbolts, how do you not at least draw a result from that? Like, that is an astonishingly great way to go, and also into the half. You're always going to be looking at a Messi wonder goal. It did eventually happen, and I knew it was always coming.
Short King.
Yeah, Short King's rising up. But, like, dude, we had our own semi-short king rise up, Messi-esque, to put it away 3-2, Sleesh the game winner. Where did you see that coming?
I kind of saw us getting a goal. I thought we were gonna go in at 3-3 and go to penalties. To be honest, I kind of thought that was what was gonna happen.
The Henry Higuita prediction.
Yeah, I was kind of feeling that, and I was like, ooh. I kind of felt like it was going to be one of those ones where it's going to be the stupid deflection, falls to an Air Miami player. It's going to be a tap in, and they're just going to go crazy and act like they won the cup, and then they're just going to ride that momentum. That's how I felt it was going to be.
I 100% thought the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, when that goal got called back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, we're cooking now.
Yeah.
Because
the anger was boiling in Miami. You could see it in the players. They were so disturbed by that. And you're just like, yes, we're in their heads.
It's crazy. No other team's allowed to talk to the referee like that. I'm sorry.
I know, yeah.
Right.
No other team is no other players without that reputation that they have are getting away with that. And it's frustrating, and I understand the ref was trying to be moderator and not he was trying not to be the one that influenced the game. But at that same time, when you don't influence enough to where it gets out of control and you let them become the higher power over you, I mean, if you're the referee, you're the top dog in the field. You're the guy that dictates what's happening, and he kind of let it go. And it doesn't. There were some that I was really like. It was more the talking and the afters. I don't think there were that many like physical fouls or anything. But I was like, I wasn't too disturbed by that.
The two ones, the Pedro talk about first. Second is the Messi foul.
I think Pedro foul. I think it is. It's if you're gonna call the foul, it's a yellow. Personally, do I think it's a foul? I think it's really soft. I think it's one of those ones where he starts it, and you kind of the players kind of know once you feel that tug, you kind of just continue going with it, and you'll usually get the call. So I think
the guy grabbed on Pedro 100% because he knew Pedro never got a touch anywhere close to the ball, so he knew he will get that call every time. I hate that stupid. Sorry, that stupid fucking calculus in soccer. It really bothers me. They're just like, obviously he didn't land a touch. I felt contact. I will just go down. I know I'll get the call. That's annoying to me, but it is what it is.
Also, I think I put a lot more blame on the line. I think there's a lino right in front of that play. Yeah. I put a lot more blame on him than I do on the center because while you are supposed to be in the position, it's hard to see he can see the hand, but he can't really see the player grabbing onto Pedro and really going down. Like I understand why he did it, and whenever you call that foul, it has to be a yellow card. It's a pull in that area of the pitch. I mean, I understand it. The Rios foul, he clips him. It's like, it's one of those ones where it's so annoying that like in football, like if you go down and there's that kind of contact, you're going to get the foul. But realistically, that's not affecting you seriously. Yeah. You're getting that to get a positional ball that you can do something.
Because a player like him, like we would always say, with like when Joseph Martinez would take contact going into the box, he'd ride it in order to get a better position to shoot and score. Versus someone who would just take a little bit of pressure and then fall and be like, oh, well, here we are now.
But it's just savviness, and it's Messi. It's like, he knows from a free kick that he can put it on frame, and he can really do damage.
But he didn't. Sucks to suck tonight, baby.
Exactly. It was straight into walls and all that tonight. But it is that. It's like he knows that he still had to go through a lot of players, and he was having a rough time of it tonight. He wasn't exactly able to breach the box like he normally knows and is willing and capable.
MLS defense is world-renowned, difficult to break down, as we know.
Right, and so I call it whatever it is. We won't get into it. We won't denigrate the league or anything like that. But it is, it is where we did enough of what was needed to be done. But I think your point on the dissent that wasn't given cards for, because Alba was chewing out the ref. Nope, nothing. Suarez as well.
Oh, dude, there was a moment too where Brad Guzan got mouthy with the ref too, and I saw the ref go over to, and I thought I read his lips, and he was just like, "What'd you say? What'd you say?" to Brad Guzan, who like came up. Apparently, he was storming up about something, and I'm like, what the hell what could have Brad said that would have gotten the ref that upset out of whatever the fuck the other players were doing to Brad? Like, if you see him being the victim and he comes up to you and then you get adversarial with him, I don't know. That's like, what's going on here?
I think I could imagine some P words maybe were said about the ref there. And being afraid to make some calls, but that's my interpretation.
I mean, Brad Guzan, I feel like is not going to do that though. Like, why are you gonna?
I think you would be surprised what people say on the field.
I wouldn't be surprised, but that I feel like will only hurt you because now he's just gonna absolutely make calls against you if he sees to do that.
I think
at that
that's
point,
when you kind of. I think you kind of also when you're bred and you're that like you've played that long, you know the referees, you kind of you understand when, like, I think it also is one of those things where it's almost like he's trying to wake you up. Like he's pissed off at the situation and he's pissed off at you, and he's also just kind of like wake up, like get in the game right now. Like this is something that I think that has a little bit to do with it. Also, he was pissed off. I mean, I think referees understand
you got shoved
that as
into
well.
the bench for no reason.
Yeah. Like, it's just ridiculous to me. Like, it's literal elder abuse, and he goes and complains about it, and the ref's like, why are you getting all up in my grill, bro? It's just like, dude, I was assaulted. What are you talking about? Like, I don't know. That was wild to me that he was, like, getting weird about it.
The thing on that one that annoys, it's not even the shove that annoys me the most. It's that Luis Suarez tries to tell him that he dove after Luis Suarez literally went and tried to do a dead fish in the box to get a penalty.
Seriously. Yeah.
Like, also how you were saying that, I think that's just his, or I don't think it, I know it. It's just his personality. He kind of, I think if you, all around, I think that's just his personality. I think that's his
modus operandi.
Yeah. And I think things in his past have lead us into that he is kind of a shit house, and he's not exactly
we had guys in chat, Colombians and other South Americans, who were like, yeah, dude, we know all about Team Uruguay going up against us for many years, and this is who he is. So, it validates
Italians,
that.
Right? Italians, isn't that who he? Is it Italians that he bit? Wasn't it Chiellini?
Chiellini.
Or was it?
Yeah, it was Chiellini that he bit. Yeah. Because I remember making the joke when Chiellini was in LAFC, and then the rumors were Suarez was coming. He's like, "Oh shit, I need to get the fuck out of here."
It never happened at the same time. I know.
Yeah, interesting how that is, right?
Yeah, I think Chiellini was done at that point, but yeah, it would have been really great to see. Yeah, that would have been prime television.
By the way, anyone who's interested in buying a signed Chiellini Juventus Topps card, I got that. I'll hit you up, so let me know.
There it is. But yeah, Connor, final thoughts.
Let's get Rob Valentino contract done and dusted for me. I'm on that train. I've kind of been on the train. This isn't a just this kind of game thing. I think I've been on this train for into the end of the season. I was kind of already on it. I think we've seen enough out of him that if there's no candidate out of the candidates that are on the board right now that I'm seeing, I want Rob to be the guy. I think there are candidates that out there that I would be, there's certain names.
So Rob over Vieira.
Correct. Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
I think I'm looking at this as I think what Vieira has showed us is I'm not going to say that I watch a ton of Vieira. I watched a lot of Crystal Palace Vieira, and whenever it was going good, it was going good. But that, as soon as that went not good, that went turmoil. And I think that's a little bit to do with Crystal Palace and just not exactly the best and everything and all that. And I think it's a different climate. We'll be paying the best, and we'll be one of the top dogs, and I think he'll have the top talent. But I think one thing is, I think another thing, is like, we're trying to build a sustainable model here, and we're trying to build it for not only where this is for now, next year, the next year, and keep on going up and up. And Vieira, if Vieira does really well, he's not staying here for 4 years. Like, I don't see that happening. I mean, he's going to get offers. Rob, I think if he does that, I think he will get offers. But I think the thing is if you get a homegrown guy and you continue to build this model where you're not like just trying to do this 2-year fix and go into it, you're trying to actually build the long term, which I think Rob will buy into, and I think the players will buy in for him. I think that's a more sustainable product that we're going to be able to put on the field for multiple years. And clearly that's clearly something that we've said that we wanted to do.
So originally I was going to disagree with that, but now that we've knocked off Miami, and because my whole thing was like, oh no, they won the Shield, LAFC on the Western Conference seems to be always in the Cup Finals or something like that. You know, you get these superstars on your teams. Apparently, it's a cheat code to get silverware. However, that doesn't necessarily seem to be the case. And getting a coach with a very, lauded pedigree is a gateway to getting those types of big name players. But it seems to me by now, from what we've seen so far, that we don't necessarily need these quote unquote big name players. So we don't need the gateway to get them necessarily. So maybe Rob Valentino? ?
I think one thing that you do have to think about is in this league, getting the top, I don't want to do this thing where we get the ultra talent or the guy that's coming out of his prime that physically cannot be the 100% that we need. The top players in this league are athletes who are playing at their 100% peak right now. That's what you're seeing. Obviously, Messi's Messi.
Bartosz Slisz.
And you're going to see that. To be fair, one thing that I thought was that's been interesting
in MLS athlete Bartosz Slisz. I'll say it.
His versatility has surprised me. A guy that's a holding defensive midfielder who plays center back for his national team sometimes is playing as a right winger half role and playing as a wide man for us today, getting out there, playing the ball out so Saba can get wide and get in space. I think this is something that we're seeing, that clearly Rob is putting a product that is putting on the field that we know can get results. But I also think we've seen in other games behind where we've seen that we can dominate the possession to begin with and do the LAFC thing where you dominate, and you score a bunch of goals, which we haven't done the scoring a bunch of goals part, obviously, but we've done the kind of dominate, build, score a goal, and then you slowly taper that back.
Yeah.
And you let the other team get into it.
Imagine.
And then you just counter.
Imagine a team, real quick, with Miguel Almiron, Jose Martinez, or Almada and Yorgos Sakamakis, and both of those with Pedro Amador. Holy shit. Both of those are scoring insanity amounts of goals, in my opinion.
It's an interesting one. I know which one I'm taking.
I think they're both scoring a shit ton.
Yeah, I think it's the tried and true, but I see your point. And it's intriguing, but it is, yeah.
Dude, imagine the service for Yorgos Sakamakis with Pedro Amador. That would be... I feel like this dude is doing MVP scoring, Golden Boot scoring numbers.
He kind of... Or wait, you're saying GG with that? With that kind of
service?
service?
I think so.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah. I think one thing that's interesting is you see Pedro, his delivery is much more of a fullback than a Brooks Lennon winger cross.
Yeah.
That's an interesting.
He's a deep crosser, which I think is something we've been missing, and it's something that it really kind of favors us versus what we've been doing with the all the way to the byline type of crossing, which just, I don't know, it's really not great from Brooks. So
you understand why we do it. It's in mathematically usually, and in football today, that's a higher XG chance that you're typically creating.
Yep.
It's just unfortunate whenever you never beat your man at the front post, then it accounts to nothing.
Or you just overcook the hell out of it, which seems to be 90% of Brooks Lennon's shots this year.
It comes down to if you're not doing one of the two, it's never gonna work. And I don't know. Yeah. It's a whole entire other issue.
But but Pedro's, whatever it is, putting it on a dime so damn consistently. Yorgos would have feasted and finished his dinner a lot in a lot of games.
I'd be interested to see, because I feel like the one thing with Pedro's ball is it typically is more of a back post coming into it, and Gigi was never obviously he did score some of those, but it's more of like a right winger gets on the end of it, or a central midfielder coming from deep, because you're drawing the two center backs out with the striker, and then you're leaving that space at the back post for someone to come into. So it's kind of...
It is that, unless it's more like Moranchuk's ball tonight. That's front post, from not too far out type of distance.
Yeah,
like just round.
Pedro feeds front post too. It wasn't mostly back post. It was a good. That's the thing about him too. When I say deep, like it's able to have a good spray across the array of the goal, which is interesting. I haven't seen him like favor an area. It's not like Pedro's always putting the ball in the exact same spot every time, which is very interesting to me.
Right, because there's balls in behind too. There's just variants of play. There's more dynamic.
Low balls too. Fucking low balls, not just in the air all the time.
Do y'all remember the one where him and Saba bounced it off, and Saba put one in behind, and he just barely took an extra. His touch was just too heavy on him, man.
Yeah,
I almost fell out of my chair on that one. I was like, oh.
Well, he's able to play the wall passes as well. There was that other Saba goal that he put in bottom right corner. It's just unfortunately, I mean, we don't need to like compare too hard. Obviously, they're very different players in a sense, but Brooks Lennon, it's just he lacks the dynamism that I think a lot of the fans are wanting from a modern fullback.
Yeah,
like. And it is what it is. I mean, I think it's gonna be really tough for him, like with the injury, and are we going to bring in another right fullback?
How do we find a Pedro Amador on the right? How do we find that? Let's find that.
I don't know if we want to have the exact same thing.
I think
on the right.
Personally, I think we're gonna do a lot more of this. Ronald Hernandez type, where he plays more as when you're going forward, he steps in, he comes more of a third center back-ish.
Do you think Ronald Hernandez is sticking around next season?
I mean, I think he will. I don't think he'll be the starting right back per se, but I mean,
like he is a international that always goes away.
Yeah,
well, that's Venezuelan national team, but
but it's annoying. It's really annoying. Because, like, those are the games we need backup guys, and he's never there because he's always the backup who leaves. Yeah,
it is that. Yeah, we probably do need to, just bring in players that are just that kind of that in-betweener. Like,
Pedro Amador!
An England championship player. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly right. But anyway, those are your final thoughts, Connor.
Yep.
Thank you so much, as always.
Yes.
Have a good rest of your night.
Yes. Let's go. I'd switch tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah, all right, bro. Talk to you tomorrow or later. Yeah, we'll see you in the chat and Discord. Take care, bud. So yeah. All right, so with that, let me just... I love this song. I keep running it back over and over again. It's great. Let me just read some of these comments. We have a couple more, and then we can get out of here. All right, Fernandino Ronaldo, he finally showed up in the chat. It's 1:57. He's finally here. Appreciate you showing up. He says, Miami fan base is not like Atlanta United at home. We have the roar. They have just instruments, not like them plastic fans. Justin says, build the statue for Brad Guzan. Dude, that is seeming more like a plausible thing every day now. Alan Alvarado says, I'm proud of Atlanta United whether they win or just go to the final of MLS Cup or not, or conference final, or just the quarterfinal. The coach has done an amazing job with this team performance. It sounds like to you, Alan, that you're just cool with whatever at this point. Omar says, I would still take 2018 team because of the depth of the bench. I think that team was better even against the Almiron and Yorgos Akimakis. But with the Almada and Yorgos Akimakis team and Pedro Amador, I don't know, bro. Dude, that could be cooking. He also says, but can't wait to see what kind of players we get next season. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Longest stream after a game, this probably might be it. But it's also a historic game, so it's a historic stream. ATL guy says, could we replace Lennon with Gressle? I feel like that's probably not a good idea. That's my opinion about it. I don't want to get too deep into it.
The ship has probably sailed.
I don't want to just say that. I don't want to just say the ship has sailed. I think that's like a cop-out. I just don't want to talk really about it because I want to bring numbers and talk about facts about how the players perform, how they could, versus like, how he can be for a home field advantage as someone returning back, the prodigals on returns, etc., etc. But like, I don't know. I just don't think it
I think it's beyond
may not make sense.
It's beyond stats at this point because it's this. You need a defensive player there, and neither are good enough to actually be a right back in this league that on a winning team. Like, it's been apparent. Brooks Lennon is unfortunately not the right back for a winning team. It's just
But Gressle's been on a winning team.
He's not been a right back though. He's been a right wing back. He's been a right winger, or he's been a central midfielder where, it's like, that's loose. That's loose on that bit.
Yeah.
But because in MLS, I don't know if he's quite got the attributes to be a starting central midfielder. As much as he wants to be.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I agree with that. He's not exactly like Brooks Lennon could perhaps because of the engine the dude has. The dude covers so much ground.
Right, but I don't think in the close control, the press resistance.
Yeah, he doesn't have that. He does not have that. No. Yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, good questions, guys. That pretty much wraps it up for us. If there's any more questions, quickly get them in because we're going to be out of here real quick. I'm just going to take a quick little peeky poo about Twitter real quick because damn, dude, if there hasn't been a lot of really, really fun memes and stuff that came out tonight. 2 of them I did show you guys. But the rules are clear. You didn't have to stop playing. Screw that. Doug Robertson was talking about how Atlanta United did not have to stop playing. You can argue sportsmanship if you'd like, but the rules are clear. And I agree with him because, honestly, Miami forfeited that nonsense with their shove against Brad Guzan. They have forfeited the conversation of sportsmanship at that point, so I don't give a hell about let's just run it through. I don't care at that point. Keep playing. And then they're doing Atlanta United doing a 24 hours sale on an FEA Atlanta United black show red letters. Damn if that doesn't sell out. That's tough. Tommy already posted a screen grab of his checkout for the t-shirt on Twitter. Nice, dude. I think it's running you $35 right now. That's a lot for a t-shirt, but hey, it's a momentous occasion, I guess, if that's what you're interested in. Damn, dude, you even got Alexi Lawless talking about this game tonight. This, quote, unwritten rule of kicking the ball out when a player is injured is bullshit and antiquated. The indignation and righteousness is laughable. Players created the cynicism and faking/embellishing. Kick it out if you want, but don't cry when someone plays to the whistle. Ooh, Alexi Lawless coming in to support Atlanta United tonight. Say what you want about him, but he is supporting us, so you know what? Cheers to him. So yeah, that's a nice one. There's probably going to be a lot more out there in terms of Orlando City posted the full-time Atlanta United the ending card picture, and they captioned it from Inter Miami who posted it, and they're just like, yo, that's crazy, LOL. That's hilarious. We're probably going to beat you too, so, it is what it is. But that's funny that you're clowning on them, though. That's funny.
It's pretty much every other MLS club is reveling in this because, they don't have to face Messi. And we did the league a favor.
Ooh, yeah.
But now...
The Spirit Bomb, baby. I was talking to you about it, the Spirit Bomb. We were God's chosen people tonight.
Yes. And you know what? It may not be the case in these next rounds, but you know, we may surprise
punched our
people.
ticket. I'm done, man. At this point, it's all gravy. I mean, this is like I said, we won the trophy at this point. So I'm shipping it to the headquarters. It'll be there on Monday. So look out for that.
The plaque is in the mail.
Yeah. All right. Well, the ATL guy says thanks, guys, and thank you for hanging out with us, everybody. There's 35 still watching, and it is after 2 a.m. We are well past stoppage time. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, Omar says. Yeah, exactly. So, AJ, sign us out. This has been a raucous of a stream. We appreciate all of you. I cut down this entire tree tonight. Drank a lot of this bottle. Boy, do we have a good time. I want the good times to keep coming. I hope we can keep doing it, and if not, then next season we'll start it up again, and it'll be a good time. So we appreciate you guys hanging out. And yeah, AJ, let us know.
Yeah, you guys are all amazing. If you've watched a minute of the stream or 4 or 5 hours of the stream, I don't even know how much time has amassed. But yeah, my butt hurts, and this couch is pretty comfy.
And it has nothing to do with Marc being still there. Just saying.
but guys, yeah, you guys are all legends, and yeah, for Michael, for Marc, for everybody that was on the stream, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all so much. We will see you in the next video. Good night.